Hello, everyone. Welcome back to InugamiTheHound. I'm back once again playing. Well, not playing, more like watch myself play. Watch myself react to some content. I felt like last time I didn't, felt like I didn't do a very good job. So, feel like really want to come back and do some more content. And I think Game of Wolf 6. Unfortunately, I had to cut benefits off because it was all being censored. So it's like have a nice to look at. So let's check this out. Thank you guys so much, and good. Thank you guys so much. I mean, I do thank everyone that's here all the time.
Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, Move6 of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free and it's out. But if you want to support the people that made this game and making other games, you can go to their Patreon, which is $3 a month. So, on the last Let's Play, we were licking our wounds and then remembered that Heather took the dam operation thingamajiggers and she knows about the dam and she was going in the direction of the dam, and then we're like, we think she's going to mess up the dam so that Echo's gonna flood. We need
I'm trying out these new pure organic fruit flavored fruit bar. I got there's three flavors that came in the box. Most of them are strawberry, banana, then there's a few raspberry lemonade, and then pineapple passion fruit. So I'm trying to eat more healthier. Eating these fruit snacks maybe can help out. Only 60 calories, not much sugar, and all that type of stuff. So no cholesterol, no sodium, no saturated fat. So trying to eat healthier, trying to be a bit healthier person in 2025 and beyond. So yeah.
to stop it because there's still people in Echo. So here we are. Also, she has a gun, so you have to be careful. Set face and start. Sniffing and distraught, mumbling can be heard from inside, including the rapid flipping of pages and clicking noises from the computer terminal. Hey, Heather? The noises stop. Oh boy. Jenna looks over at me, lowering her voice. Chase, you want to get back. You may want to get back. What? No, I'm not leaving you. Jenna? You you followed me? Here we go again. Jenna comes.
Yeah, so just about an hour long video. It looks like I don't know if he's gonna do both endings or not. But it looks like he's at least gonna save the town and then maybe go back. Strawberry banana. I should try pineapple passion fruit.
Out from behind her cover, and I peek in as well. Inside, a computer with a bunch of monitors hooked up to the wall is turned on. One of those monitors has a window open called Floodgate Control. Maybe she knew what she was doing after all. Chase? I grimace, trying to quickly shift into a smile. Hi. I can practically feel the cringe from Jenna beside me. I don't know why I said hello like that. Long night. I clear my throat. We wanted to make sure you were okay, and maybe see if you wanted to maybe reconsider your course of action. Heather reaches over toward the desk, and next to it, I know which she has her pistol trained on us. We quickly duck back behind the wall. You two can't stop me. I I know this is what I have to do. I saw the future in, like, a dream? A walking dream. Everything worked out. Everything was underwater. There was peace. This has to be done. This has to be done. Her eyes flicked to the murky, black water.
So she had a dream of Echo being found. Very interesting. Because everyone's been dreaming a lot. Usually nightmares and weird premonitions. Thanks to the hum and all that.
water at the foot of the dam. There was quiet. It was a dream, but it wasn't a dream. You know what I mean? Jenna watches Heather, keeping close appraisal of her twitchy hand upon that revolver. Yeah,
Yeah, they had a slight goof. They said pistol, then now they went back to revolver. A revolver is not a pistol. And a pistol is a pistol. A pistol has, a revolver has, 5 or 6 bullets in there. Has a cylinder, It's semi-automatic or it can be single action or double action. I'm guessing it's double action the way she has to like squeeze the trigger pretty hard. It looks like it.
I do. Jen responds, uh, flatly. I think we all do at this point, at least somewhat. I can see Flynn up on the rock ledge, moonlight glinting off the metal barrel of his repeater. Okay, so how are we doing this? We're in.
I'm just wiping my hands down. A little bit of water. Um, I touched a little bit of fruit leather. It's kind of sticky. Let me clean my hands up real quick, real fast. Let me take a nice sip for my water.
Inside a room, aren't we? How can we see him? He's looking at us with a curious expression. Then, then you understand? You don't, do you? The question must have been rhetorical, because she answers it before you can. I knew it. I should have stopped you when you broke into my house. You were bad, just like the rest of them. She raises the gun. There's a pitter patter of small feet behind me, and the next thing you know, Micah's right at my side. One of his paws is on the small of my back, the other outstretched in front of us. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a second. Heather's tear-filled eyes shift to the bat. You again. God, why are you all here? Hear me the fuck out. No, you hear me out, idiot. Keith was like an umbrella. All the bad stuff just bounced off when he was around. After Keith left, everything went to crap, and you know it. Everyone started getting weird, or leaving. I mean, leaving sounds good. You left. You never saw how it got bad. You didn't want to watch it happen. We were all such good friends, and it's like I'm watching everyone dying.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm dying, Micah. Everything.
Yeah, I mean, she's like, she's been through a lot. I mean, she, maybe Heather, Clint, Jeremy, Micah, Duke, maybe not Brian, but all those small guys, all these people that you interact with mostly on here at Echo, with the exception of Brian and maybe Duke to a certain degree, has been to a lot. Have seen a lot of shit. Has seen this town fall more and more apart. And obviously with Keith's passing, made things worse. Then you had Chase. You had obviously Sydney dying, Keith dying. You had obviously Chase, Jenna, TJ leaving. You know, Leo and Flynn trying to be friends slash hooking up, but Leo falls apart. Flynn just becomes a huge fuck boy. Carl's just vaping that weed and doing LSD. At one time, crashing his car, seeing the evil chase, the shadow chase. You know, you get Kudzu moving in, you get that red panda moving in, Julian, Daxton at the mall. I think that's like, I think that mall's like in, I don't think that mall's in Echo. I think that mall's like Peyton, right? Daxton, Julian, Raven at the mall, Janice, Aunt. So yeah, man, a lot of stuff, a lot of terrible, terrible stuff. So it's happening to a lot of different people, people's lives. So it's getting worse and worse and worse. Blades, morning, morning. Well, it's late night for me, man. It's almost. Well, it's gonna be midnight in a few bit. How are you? I'm doing fine. Not a whole lot happened today. Just what did you? I hung out with my parents, did some shopping, went to Costco, ate some frozen yogurt, and now I'm back here, and I'm just doing some streaming right now. If I'm not listening, Blade, the other one, me and you talked about playing, talked about Dynasty Warriors back in the day. Is that correct? Let's see what happens next. And she's been through a lot. Let's see. Nah.
Everything hurts. And
Oh yeah, you are okay. Just because you're a cool guy, I gift you a sub. Our first talking about was music, and that's all jazz. Well, thank you so much. Well, please, no, thank you. I mean, like I said, I'm playing a lot. I've been playing a lot of Dynasty Warriors. I think I'm playing at least twice a week now. I'm playing Yakuza, trying to go through Nier, and then playing twice a week now. Dynasty Warriors Origins, because it's so much fun. It's like so much fun. I have like it's hard. I want to put the game down. I want to play for like many hours, but I try to limit myself. Yeah. Yeah. I finished chapter 2. I'm not even on chapter 3 yet, but yeah. So yeah. I haven't got to the part where you make your decision on which kingdom to support yet. I'm almost there. I end up doing a lot of side content.
I can't think well anymore. And Daddy. She takes it with a sharp inhale between her fangs, sputtering bubbles of spit before catching her breath. I just need to make it all go away. Then everything will be fine. I'm gonna move somewhere happy. You can
Okay.
move and be happy right the fuck now. Nothing's stopping you. Micah spits back. This is just the hum talking to you, and you know how this shit goes. It'll pass, and you'll feel better. We'll all feel better. No! She screams, and Micah quickly ducks behind the edge of the doorway as she brings up her revolver. I do the same, though for a second I think I see a flash of color behind her that wasn't there before. I peek past the edge of the concrete wall long enough to realize what it is. Jenna sees it too. That same tall, burned figure from Brian's trailer. It looms in the back of the room, staring at us, waiting.
Yeah, I've never died in the game, but I've only been defeated once, and I was on a side quest. Only
It's almost like a statue.
If you guys are enjoying the content you have seen, I want to thank you guys so much for being here. You're able to see me, talk to me, enjoy what you're liking. Please share this with your friends and family. And if you're able to renew your subscriptions, that'd be great. Or start a monthly donation of like $5, $10 a month. That'd be great. You got cornered. You got cornered, huh? By who? I I got. I don't think I got defeated was because I got split between trying out two different generals, and I wasn't and one of them died. I can't. I failed that mission. I came back to that mission like I don't know an hour or two later, and I was able to beat it so easily because by that time I've already leveled up like my sword and my spear, my gauntlets, and I got the chakram, same chakram as Sun Zhang Zheng from the Wu Kingdom.
Unmoving beyond little twitches, where it suddenly shifted in position. It's unstable, or at least that's the best way I can describe it.
So
Jenna. I see it. Heather's ranting about something, but I can't really focus. It's getting closer, another foot nearer to Heather. What the shit? Jenna steps out from behind the wall suddenly, holding up the palms of her paws. Wait. Astonishingly, both Heather and the thing stop, though it's still very much there, looming over the background, as if the world itself is distorting around it. 3 holes pierce its face where its eyes and mouth should be. I look back up toward where Flynn is at. He definitely should be able to see this thing, and I half expect a shot to ring out at any moment. When I glance back at the thing isn't looking at Heather anymore. Its dark holes are aimed towards the hill outside the door, where Flynn is. Heather stands, wide stance, her finger an inch from the trigger. Heather, when I was growing up, I was very fortunate. It was something I truly realized. It's not something I truly realized until relatively recently.
most people won't get what who the burned figure is, but if you played Echo, you know what it is or what you might think it is. I don't want to spoil it for others, but and it's right behind Heather. Could kill her, or I mean it killed friggin' Brian. Yeah.
Despite my circumstances at home, I truly had incredible people and other things. Jenna's eyes briefly flick up to the figure, looking out for me. The figure's head tilts ever so slightly. Brian's dead. Your father, he's certainly fucking dead. There's some zeal to Jenna's words, and it becomes rather evident she thinks this is a good thing. And they can't hurt you anymore. The thick tear streaks down Heather's cheek as Jenna takes a step closer, pointing outside the south. Back in town, there's still people who genuinely care about you. The ones who have stuck to you through all this.
Jenna's using his psychology degree on him.
He's a complete turd, and I'd give him a piece of my own mind if I saw him.
Yeah, Jeremy
But
sucks.
He generally likes you. Same with Clint. But Clint talks about all the things we used to do to you guys growing up. All the things that were said. Why are you saying they're good? What we do as children does not define us as adults. Heather, I don't honestly believe you want to hurt your friends. Heather shudders, hugging herself. I'd honestly be tempted.
If you guys are still here, Marbig and Blades, let me know. Let me know if you're enjoying the just chatting content and everything. Trying to do something different. Trying to branch out into new exciting things.
To rush her for the gun, if that thing weren't standing behind her, watching Jenna speak. Heather sobs, her thin wrists trembling as if the weight of the pistol in her paws had burned her for too long. Finally, they droop, the gun limply hitting the floor. I flinch though, thankfully. It doesn't go off. The red entity lingers so close to Heather, it's practically touching her. Then, as if a great, silent wind sucks it backward, its body contorting to a pull, a strip of its flesh disappearing in the void. And then it vanishes, fading into nothing. I rub my eyes. It's gone. I can hear Jenna shudder beside me before stepping up and taking the guide and keys and tossing them promptly into the water below. Micah picks up the gun, flicking open the chamber and spinning it with its thumb. Out of bullets. Fucking hell. I was kind of wondering because it was like there was two in that guy's face. Maybe one she shot earlier when she was carjacking, and then the one she shot in the house. Like she wouldn't be high on bullets unless she reloaded. Flynn skids down the hill, nearly tripping as he hustles over. You fucking mad tit dirds actually did it. Micah and Jenna are staring
Oh yeah, I
at
thought there was
where the monster was a moment ago.
weird. I thought there was an option to tell Flynn to shoot her. That's how it was before, unless they took that out. I don't remember that. That's just that's how it was back in the old one. Maybe that was before the update. I don't know.
Flynn, despite having us in his sights the whole time, seems oblivious. You should get the key to the city or some shit. Though it probably only unlocks that house or something. Micah walks past him, letting out a string of unintelligible expletives and shaking his head. The sun begins to rise past the mountains to the east, the sky starting to become illuminated with purple and amber hues.
Interesting. They take that out and see. Okay. To chase and encourage Jenny to be chase boys, we've gotten. Let's see if Chase has more power. Didn't know that. No. I guess it depends on how you talk to her, Kristen. Oh well. Doesn't matter to me.
In the distance, you can barely make out one of the Mormon settlements down the river on the edge of the reservation. I rest my head against the side of the truck, mentally exhausted beyond words. I try to think of the entity, but it's like trying to remember a dream, a fading horror. It seemed so real at the time, but surely couldn't be. There's a soft thud beside me, and I soon realize it's Theo's butt. The wolf, holding his concussed head in both paws as he rests beside me. About ready to head out, Otter? TJ and Carl approach, the ram shivering and the lynx gently rubbing his back. Oh, we're going? He helps the ram up onto the back. I mean, in a bit, I guess. Jen and Micah are talking to Heather. Flynn wanders over, throwing his rifle in the back, before leaning his rump against the tire. In the past, when shit got tough, the loser would always run off to deal with things on his own terms. Yet here he is, slumped and exhausted like the rest of us. Finally, Jenna joins us. I give her a little thumbs up as I pass. She returns the gesture before sitting down as well. Or she passes. She props her chin up against her paws, her fluffy tail perked up to avoid getting smushed in the dirt. We sit in relative silence beyond the faint sound of crickets and gently lapping water. You know, I'm gonna miss this place.
Are you going to miss this
Really?
place?
Jenna glances over, frowning some. You know I was joking, right?
Hmm.
I expected some laughter there. I think you're plenty funny, Jenna. You respond tiredly. Micah, seemingly out of nowhere, comes up and props his elbow on the hood. Shut up, Chase. Now, are we fucking off or what? His whole thing is saying bitch.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's
Hey,
not too
thanks.
bad. Only
You know, I
being
really
defeated
thought
in
that was gonna
side
be
quests.
longer than it was. I dab my napkin in TJ's glass of water, wiping off the sticky syrup stain from my seat before sitting down. Lynx gives me a little look before taking a sip from his glass. Ah, about time. Here they come. Flynn's peering out of the window toward the sheriff's office across the street. Sure enough, our trio of friends exit through the glass double doors, checking for traffic before crossing over to us. A few reporters from the parking lot spot them and try to get their attention, but Leo ushers them forward. He mutters something to Mike, and Micah laughs, glancing over her shoulder. Jenna shakes her head, clearly annoyed, but relieved nonetheless. A few more squad cars roll out, honking at the news vans to get out of the way before heading down in the direction of Echo.
Hmm. My question is like because, well, I'm guessing this ending because Ace is gonna, I'm guessing gonna stick with Jenna. Does that mean Micah and Leo could be back together?
The police were sure busy in there. Yeah, no wonder. They're all gonna be in deep shit for their lack of response to all this. What was it? 14 hours before they even sent out a squad car to investigate the blackout? Well, the detective I talked to claimed they sent them out earlier, but there was some kind of traffic trouble. They couldn't get to us. Oh yeah? Traffic trouble? I'm sure that's a fucking valid excuse to ignore a whole town suddenly losing its internet and telephone communications. Do the police deal with telephone and internet communications?
I mean, well, I don't know if they deal with the internet shit, but they got stuck in that weird loop. They couldn't get inside the town, just like just like in the other routes, you get stuck in the infinite loop of trying to get out of the town.
Besides shutting it down when a protest happens? Just saying. Flynn grunts, the gala looking over towards the quiet ram on his side. He's still wearing his dirty tank top, though the EMT bandaged up the cuts on his arms and felt locks. Fortunately, Leo's dad called and said he's going to pick up a fresh pair of clothes.
I'm surprised that's the only. Was the only thing that happened to him. He was with Brian for a while. I'm surprised he didn't torture him more. Maybe more cuts and bruises and some sexual stuff as well, like some choking and stuff like that, choking and fucking.
Close for him. He also stated that Leo, Flynn, and Carl could stay over at their house while the authorities sort everything out. Since they closed off Flint Road access to Echo, no one can actually go back for their stuff. Not that we're in any rush to go back, of course. The Ram stares at the checkerboard pattern tabletop, saying nothing. Flynn frowns, nudging the Ram with his shoulder. Hey, fat ass, why don't you take a look at the menu? I bet there's some chocolate chip waffles and ice cream. That sounds good right about now, eh? That does sound good. The lizard smiles down at him as he slides over the menu. Carl looks up for a moment. He sluggishly flips it open. I think they serve your parents' brand of ice cream here. TJ forces a smile, which is a strange sight in and of itself.
Yeah, TJ was barely in
His
this
face
round.
usually
Same
comes so
Flynn.
naturally to the links, but now it just looks frazzled. Understandable, really. Something cold sounds good, right about now. Fuck yeah, I bet. The Ram flips over the next page, though I can see he's not really reading anything. His face starts to scrunch and exhales through his flared nostrils. He scrunches again as soon as his gaze falters. His arms beginning to shake. His eyes press shut, and he lets out a nearly audible sob, tears rolling down his cheeks. Flynn reaches over and puts an arm around him, tugging him close. Shh, it's okay. He squeezes the Ram's shoulder. Carl sniffs, hiccuping once before letting his muzzle push into Flynn's chest. TJ looks away, his old eyes beginning to water again. I'm gonna order you some banana split and a big glass of lemonade. He pauses. Also a salad, for your health and shit. Isn't this breakfast? The lynx begins to quietly.
It's like an IHOP. It's all 24-hour IHOP, man.
Though keeps his face hidden by a napkin. He must be making quite a scene. We must be making quite a scene for the other folks here. But I really don't give too much of a damn. However, this is all making me realize that I sure could go for a hug right about now. Flynn, still holding the traumatized Ram, looks at me across the booth with a soft frown. As the two non-weeping members of our group here, I guess there's some solidarity in that. Not that I feel particularly great or anything.
I think it's like probably
a lot less numb than I did in Echo, though.
I'm guessing this is probably like the least amount of time fucking. Well, actually, no. Yeah. I mean, Chase got beat up pretty badly by Brian, and then all the torture and everything. Like, this is pretty bad. This one's pretty bad, and same with Carl's route. He ends up twisting his ankle a lot. He gets hurt in that one. Leo's route, he gets hurt in that one too. Also, yeah, he gets hurt in every route. And he does murder someone in fucking in TJ's route. Murders Flynn.
Yeah.
That's two people he's murdered
about all
in the water.
Really freaks me out. So I must be trying not to. At least not right now. Or right now. Chase. Yeah? Thanks. His tone of voice is so strange and sincere, I can't hide the look of surprise. No problem. Though, I think we owe the most to Jen and Micah. Yeah, I already talked to them about the situation. Never would have thought that little shithead Bat would ever do anything that didn't serve himself. Yeah, he's pretty cool, I guess. I kind of think you would get along with him. Flynn lets out a little grunt, running a hand up and down the Ram's arm. Wouldn't push it that far. And I guess we'll never know, 'cause I'm moving the fuck out quick like. My house is probably worth jack shit now, even less than it was before, but I'll worry about money later. TJ wipes his eyes, clearing his throat. Maybe you could start one of those online fundraiser things? Since this is getting so much attention on the news.
The GoFundMe
I'm
page, yeah.
sure there are plenty of people folks folks at my church who would be happy to donate to help you get on your feet. Take charity from strangers? Flynn looks out towards the news vans outside. A particularly antsy-looking newswoman is currently getting chewed out by a police officer in SWAT gear. Though it looks like the news lady is grilling him right back, shoving a microphone in his face. I think that's what I want to be one day. The guy with the camera, chasing tragedies for profit. Huh. Maybe I should change my major. A glance back towards Flynn and Carl, the ram still visibly crying, but no longer racked by quaking sobs. For some reason I smile, if only for a moment. Or you could marry a wealthy heir you helped save from an abduction a couple of hours ago. I'm sure that comes with some financial stability. TJ immediately stops crying, blinking at me, then Flynn across the table. Flynn's eyes go wide before he quickly furrows his brow. Fuck you, Chase. Despite everything, if the lizard could blush, I have a feeling he'd be doing it right now. Carl doesn't seem to hug into him a little tighter. Wait, Carl does seem to hug into him a little tighter. I swear I can read. The bells on the front door jingle as they're pushed open, and I can see Leo peeking in, searching for us. Once he spots our booth, he gestures in our direction towards the others, and they make their way over. I swear, those fucking useless pigs were gonna keep me locked up in there indefinitely, till you vouched for me. Just cause they can't do their fucking job, they gotta find someone to pin this all this bullshit on. Why not the kid with the record? They're still trying to figure out what exactly happened. And they won't, because it ain't the sort of thing that can be figured, you know? Oh, yes, that I know. Jenna closes her eyes for a moment, though they open again, and she stares at Leo coming up behind her, or she startles from it. Whatever. He's about to speak when a particularly rotund alligator woman saunters up beside me. She's wearing a white poncho shirt,
White poncho
jeans,
shirt?
a blue pancake house apron. Why, hello there. Y'all got enough room here for a booth? She smiles, seemingly unfazed by the sorry state we all look to be in.
This must be like an IHOP.
Diner.
Or it could be a Waffle House. This could be like the the Echo version of IHOP or Waffle House. So, like they used to seeing crazy shit, man. Man, it's like anytime I remember the fucking Waffle House employee who parried that chair. So that's like one of the greatest moments ever. That's like one of the moments where like people all over America came together and like, hey, let's support that woman. Let's see, yeah, Waffle House. Let's see. Let's see, Waffle House. Are you sharing house? Actually, chair midair. Right here, right? Let's see. Let's see this, man. We have to see this shit, dog.
All right, if you noticed Waffle House trending on Twitter this morning, chair, if you have ever been to a Waffle House, okay, you don't mess with the employees.
Look at this.
You see how she blocked that chair? If you have ever been.
She blocked that shit, dog. Like Yeah, but unfortunately, she did get blacklisted. Blacklisted for parrying that chair, man. She's so fucking badass. Man, I don't know if they ever made a GoFundMe or something that I know Waffle House not the greatest place to work for, but still, getting blacklisted sounds stupid. Good on her. So that was a catch and a half. Yeah, man. She parried that shit like it's a fucking fighting game, man. Like or it's like Devil May Cry or Ninja Gaiden or something like one of those games where you wait and press the parry button. She parried that shit like it's Dynasty Warriors, man. Dynasty Warriors has parries.
In the middle of the desert, you see some oddball customers. TJ blinks, then mutters an apology as he scoots himself over, close to Finn.
Flynn.
I do the same, and Jenna moves in to sit beside me. Mike and Leo take the opposite side. We're in a long corner booth. Corner booth? Ah. That actually has several mini tables. But with all of us together, we're shoulder to shoulder in here.
So it's freaking what? I think it's like what? Carl, Flynn, Chase, and TJ on one side. Then on the other side, it's and I think and Jenna. I think Jenna moves in right next to
She
him.
smiles, seemingly unfazed by the sorry state we all
Right.
look to be in. I suppose when you work at a 24/7 diner in the middle of the desert, you see some oddball customers. TJ blinks, then mutters an apology as he scoots himself over, close to Finn. I do the same, and Jenna moves in to
So you have Carl, because Carl and Flynn are next to each other, and Carl has his arm over. Yeah, Flynn has his arm over Carl, who's crying in his chest, and TJ scoots over close to Flynn. Then Chase is there. Then it's Jenna. And then on his side, it's Micah and Leah.
sit beside me. Mike and Leo take the opposite side. We're in a long corner booth. Corner booth? Ah. That actually has several mini tables. But with all of us together, we're shoulder to shoulder in here. We each tell the waitress that we want no particular order. Micah particularly blurts out that he wants 2 hash browns, 6 house style waffles, toast with strawberry jam, and a side of bacon. Meanwhile, I ask for a large iced tea and a bowl of vanilla ice cream. Jen insists on getting something healthy in my stomach, so she offers to split her turkey sandwich. I smile at her and accept, relaxing against the pleather backing of the booth seat. I guess it's like fake leather? Then why didn't it call it pleather? Our server finally gets to Flynn and Carl, and both don't seem to be too focused on what she's saying. Flynn is staring at his phone, and Carl is leaning into him with a distant look in his eyes. TJ gingerly nudges the gala.
Ela.
Flynn quickly looks up at the alligator. Oh, a banana split and a garden salad, please, with 2 lemonades. Pink. What? Pink lemonade. Flynn looks back at Carl, like his last shred of masculinity can't possibly bear to utter those words out loud. It's like, what is pink lemonade? Fortunately, the waitress writes down Carl's
It's
correction.
just like regular lemonade, but has like a different flavor to it. Pink lemonade. It's actually really tasty. I don't know if we can they make it anymore. I think they used to have it at what's that place? I think it was like fucking Taco Bell, right? Pink lemonade. It's like a mixed drink. I don't know. I love pink lemonade. Pink lemonade is so good, man. Let's see. And depending on how they make, what's the difference between pink lemonade and strawberry lemonade? What exactly is pink lemonade? Uh, yeah, here you go. Pink lemonade, a drink. Let's see, traditional lemonade. Pink lemonade is created by adding a fruit juice flavoring or food coloring. Yeah, food, it usually feels like it's like artificial flavors and food coloring, and most of those powdered ones you get at the get from like Walmart or HEB and all that. Yeah. Yeah, see, this is what I remember. Country Time Lemonade. It was this one or this one, Minute Maid. These are probably the two I probably know the most. Minute Maid, bottles of, pink lemonade or this big old jar of shit. Oh man, my mom bought this big ass jar of like, iced tea, like iced tea with lemon. Dude, it tastes like crap. It tastes like such garbage. I think it has like too much lemon taste and not enough iced tea taste. And even when you drink, even when you put a bunch of sugar in there, it still doesn't taste all that great. So yeah, let's go.
With that same undulating smile, unjudging. 2 pink lemonades. Alright. If that's all, I'll be right back with you folks in a bit.
What about TJ? Did he order
Carl
something?
lows his noggin back to Flynn, while the gala goes back to staring at his phone. I can't get a hold of my aunt. Mayor aunt? Yes, my aunt who's the mayor. Maybe she's tied up with the police, sorting stuff out? I offer reassuringly, picking up sugar packet from the table and emptying it in my mouth like an absolute cretin. Yeah, but you'd think she'd call me back. Leah raised an eyebrow at me from across the table, taking a sugar packet for himself. Hey, Otter, you heard Carl's dad's falling over himself, thanking Jenna over the phone. All the cops in here are calling her a hero, yeah? Oh, quiet you. Hey, I tried to play big hero too. I just happened to get shot for my efforts. Guess you're not much of a smooth talker. Jenna groans, folding her arms in front of her chest. How's your wound doing, by the way? My wing? Well, I won't be flying again anytime soon, which I'm fine with. Okay, so wait. People can fly in this universe?
Well, I guess Micah can with his wings. He's a mammal. I don't know bird
I
people.
guess he could have, give himself some lift, but I didn't think he could fly. Why didn't you fly the fuck out of Echo? Seriously. Micah's wings are largely vestigial. So he can't. As I understand it, not meant to carry a fully anthropomorphic person in flight. However, they're still big enough to slow a descent when falling, or keep you up in the air for a bit when you're being hung by a razor blade noose. The paramedic guys sprayed me with some stuff, and I should be fine. I've had worse piercings. Piercings? I don't see any. I know. Jenna frowns. Leo gives the bat a sidelong look, thinning his lips along the contours of his jowls. Wait, is he talking about getting his ass pierced? Okay, maybe he's meaning that he has piercings in some other places, or maybe being fucked by the wall. I don't know. Luft's attendant flicks back to me before he frowns and downs one more of the sugar packets with a gasp. He and I used to swipe these from the diner all the time. Creamers too. I don't know why that is. I guess as kids you just like all that extra sugar. He'd always go for the aspartame or staneva based ones though. I can see Jenna giving us a curious glance before refocusing attention on me. Anyway, the police are plenty happy with you too. It takes me a second to realize that she was referring to what she's referring to and quickly wave a dismissive paw. Well, I'm sure I just gave them more work. That is their job, Chase. TJ, who has been relatively silent next to me, looks increasingly perplexed, his ears folded downward. With everything going on, I realized I hadn't told the rest of the gang about my discovery. Oh, right, the, Samuel Ayers. For those not present, I found an old corpse on the side of the road from like the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
This gets Carl, Flynn, and TJ's attention. Found is putting it mildly. You picked a patch of dirt and started digging until you found a guy's body and wallet. What? I held up my paws, shaking my head. I can't explain it. I can't explain a lot of things.
You did tell him you had
The
voices in your
fact
head.
the body is so old, though, means I'm not a suspect, at least. A weirdly sour feeling coursed through my body, and I instinctively squeezed my tail beneath the table. But they ran the guy's name through the system. His disappearance was so long ago, they don't even have a record of it anymore. They did find living family, though, or at least a point of contact, from what I heard.
A living family
Jen
now, huh?
smiles. I'm sure whoever they are, they'll be grateful for you for what you did. After 4 decades, I'm not so sure. Maybe it would just dig up old wounds, raising more questions than answers. It's not like I told the police my dream about the van or anything, or who the original owner was.
Well, that was Mr. Bronson.
To think, Sydney's dad killed a guy. No wonder he ended up the way he did. There's a moment of silence, Micah staring impatiently at the kitchen, and Flynn dialing up his on again. Jen exhales, breaking the quiet. Regardless, I'm just glad you're okay. Micah's fingers and neck are healing up nicely, and you two are already went too fast. And you two are finally separated. Ah. Jenna nods towards Leo and I. There's no way in hell that phrasing was intentional. She has this self-confident smile on her face, though. When neither of us respond, it diminishes. Leo just looks kind of distant. Not like before, of course, when he was all loopy post-beatdown, but like he just got a lot on his mind. He has... Sorry. I've been doing this like a lot recently, because it's like, let's start this and continue it. But like he's got a lot on his mind. He hasn't really processed yet. I know exactly how I feel.
Yeah, like everyone must have like so much stuff to process, especially Jenna, Leo, Chase, Carl. I think those 4 are like the main group, yes. And you throw in Micah as well. Flynn and TJ, not so much. I mean, he had some stuff. That's it, mostly it. Unfortunately, let's see what else is that. Then there's the rest of people. Just I don't know what happened to Duke, what happened to Clint, Jeremy, Heather.
Feels. Dick. Mike amuses, idly tearing strips of his napkin off. Huh? Dick. That was a dick thing to say. Well, that was pretty rich coming from you. Mike is about to say something when Jenna cuts him off, speaking first. No, he's right. She brings her fingers to her temple for a moment, thinking before focusing on Leo and I, making sure to meet our gaze. Acting like we're all still in high school, teasing you about your relationship, it's not appropriate, and ultimately, it's driven by jealousy. Leo blinks. Jenna? It's not something I'd like to admit, but a lot of what I do is driven by that. I just need to experience things I wasn't afforded giving up. Micah looks up from his
Growing
napkin,
up.
evisceration. The edges of his mouth curled into a soft frown. Flynn glances over as well. A prank I orchestrated back over 3 years ago led to this whole situation, picking at a raw nerve and leaving it fester. My mind flashes images of my smashed cell phone sitting on the pavement, Leo calling for me as I walk away. Do I think you two should be together? No. But is that any of my goddamn business? Also no. And for that, I apologize. Wow. Flynn speaks my mind. We should go through more tragedies if this gets you to admit you're just as shitty as us for a change. Flynn grunts. Jenna waves off Flynn's comments. But seriously, Leo, don't hump chase at a children's arcade and then destroy it when you get caught. You smashed up an arcade? I did. You know, I'm kind of a rebel. A real badass. Leo clicks his tongue against the roof of his mouth, letting the moment of silence pass as he glances out offward. Nah, I'm a fucking idiot. Leo seems to be purposefully avoiding Jenna and I's gaze. Hey, people did worse things under the effects of the hum. Manifesting a tulpa of one's ex-boyfriend. It's a bit much, no? Ex-boyfriend?
You actually meant it.
I suppose that settles it, though. Though, I can feel how much it hurt for him to say that. He smiles regardless, of course. Well, if the tulpa's giving you good head, there's not much to complain about. Seriously? What the fuck are you guys talking about?
Oh, yeah.
I can't help but chuckle, and a few others do too, including Leo. Describe any of this in any sort of way that does it justice seems utterly untenable. Look, I reckon it's best if you put some time and a few beers in between this event and us for getting into the nitty-gritty details, yeah? Oh, planning another Echo meetup already? I ask, trying to sound more lighthearted than I feel. Fuck no, Otter. We've got the internet if you want to talk. My inbox is always open, though. Though I think therapy may be a safer bet than beers. I could get you some harder stuff. Jenna sighs. Like? She seems to regret the question the moment she says it. You ever had foot-tall devil dog cake with strawberry cherry and raspberry filling? I know a place off Santa Rita and Bushy in Pueblo. Would take your mind off anything. I also can get you some heroin. Micah, for God's sake. I'm just kidding. Christ. I don't know where I'd get that cake from. The cake was placed close to years ago. It is funny when you play a game like this and it's like, hey, I think the words that would be the best, and then the people that write the game, you know, the writers know what it would be the best way to do things, you know? And I was trying to capture this moment, but I forgot I had my phone to reset. Sorry. And it's taking forever to load because, you know, older phones and all that. Them retroactively making shite. Let me rub my eyes for a hot second, because, you know, we're getting close to the end-ish. We talk for a few more minutes, mainly riffling on what the hell we're all gonna do after this. The food arrives before Jenna and I really get a chance to weigh in, though. Not that I'm complaining, of course. The vanilla ice cream looks delicious.
Of course it gets vanilla
and
ice cream.
Jenna's sandwich she offered to split doesn't look too bad either. She sets it gingerly on my plate. Flynn glares at his pink lemonade as if it had just insulted him. Fucking hell. He glances over to Carl, who seems to be working up the MG to sit upright enough to eat his food. This looks like your piss after too many energy drinks. That was once. Carl speaks up in a stifling voice. Blizzard looks at like he's about to take a tentative drink right when his phone goes off. He quickly snatches it up. Hello? Mark. He leans forward.
I think Mark's the
Presses
frog
the
guy,
elbows on
right?
the tabletop. Yeah. Hi. I left a message earlier. Have you heard anything from my aunt? He frowned suddenly. Okay. Why? Alright, alright. The lizard takes Carl by the shoulders and straightens him out, the bleary-eyed ram blinking some as Flynn tries to stand and scoot past him. I'll be right back. Flynn, after accidentally hip bumping Micah in the face a half dozen times, manages to exit the booth. He heads out towards the parking lot. Ordinarily, I get the impression this would annoy the shit out of the bat, but he's too excited for his plate of food to complain. He dives into the bacon foist, shoving it all in his mouth as a whole wad. Even Leo raises his brows a bit. Don't choke. Oh, like the time you said that when I was 13 and I was giving you head? I think Micah mumbles an expletive at him. The hungry guy is already moving into his jam and toast by the time I bite into my sandwich. We eat in silence for most part, though it's not exactly awkward.
I still don't know what fucking TJ got. What did Leo get? I know he got like waffles, bacon, toast and jam. He got banana split, 2 pink lemonades, a salad. I think fucking Pace got themselves a what it was iced tea of the whole thing, an iced tea, bowl of vanilla ice cream because of course he would get vanilla ice cream. I love vanilla ice cream, but at that moment in time, I probably wouldn't go for vanilla ice cream. I'd probably go with like some other flavor, maybe a twist, chocolate and vanilla. Let's see, and then he's eating half a sandwich, a turkey sandwich, which was what Jenna ordered, and that's it. I don't know what Leo got, and we don't know what fucking TJ got.
I think we're just mainly content to have each other's company after everything we've been through. I can't fathom being alone with my thoughts after all this. Though, in the quiet, I do get to thinking about that voice that spoke to me in the van. It seems like a distant memory now, but it was so clear. We've been together for some time. I'm with you. You are indecisive by nature. I choose. Those words stick out to me the most. Glancing around at my friends, I decided to try something. I let the ambient noise of the diner fade out, focusing on trying to remember that voice, the one I heard before. I close my eyes, emptying my mind of worries and other thoughts. I wait. Jenna nudges my shoulder, a french fry poking out the corner of her mouth. You falling asleep on me, Chase? I
I think
refocus, managing a
I think the reason
smile.
you can't hear him
No, I just, taking a moment.
is you're not in
Oh.
echo anymore.
She nods,
Too far away.
as if this made perfect sense. No clarification needed. You holding up alright, though? You know, I think I'm okay, actually. Really? Your tone is skeptical, though in a short, sort of jokey way. Yeah, really. She finishes the rest of her fries, wiping her paws off with a napkin before something catches her attention across the room. Oh, would you look at that? A jukebox. I follow her gaze, spotting it by the door to the bathroom. It's pretty retro. It has those plastic, neon-filled tubes that flash when turned on. You don't see many of those these days, or jukeboxes in general. I think maybe most folks saw them as more of a nuisance than a mood setter. Come on, let's take a look. Okay.
And I haven't seen a jukebox
I'm
in
not
years.
sure
I
why
never used one.
it's so interesting to her. After scooting out, she offers me her shoulder, her tail swishing gently behind her. I miss jukeboxes. I offer her a little nod of thanks, using it to help myself stand. Leo looks up at me from his plate of chicken and waffles.
Oh, you ordered chicken and waffles.
We meet each other's gaze for a few seconds, then he smiles.
Smart man. Chicken waffles. But man, I love chicken waffles. But dude, I had this one chicken waffles. I think it was in Seattle. Oh god, it was terrible. Like the chicken was great, but the waffles taste like terrible, man. Oh, I was so disappointed. That must have been the most disappointing like chicken and waffles I've ever had, man. Right?
Alright, easy now. The EMTs already gave my leg a proper dressing after we got to the police station. Hell, they tried to get Leo and I to go with them to the hospital. Yeah, of course, the last thing Leo wanted was for us to get split up again. I actually agreed with him this time. Plus, I've heard horror stories about ambulance bills. I relinquished my leaning on Jenna, and we walk. I hobble towards the jukebox. The music section is pretty dated for the most part, though there are some modern dance hits thrown in there, surprisingly though. They're scribbled on with permanent marker on sticky note labels. Jenna makes a show of inspecting the options, though she speaks up towards me. Hey. Hello? She leans out a little. She lets out a little laugh, then sighs. Sorry, just haven't got a moment to speak alone with you for some time.
That's true.
Something on your mind? She nods. A lot, actually. There's a considerable amount of things we've seen, we've experienced, and will never make plausible sense to anyone but us. Jenna gestures discreetly toward the rest of the group at the booth.
Yeah. Even with this group and all the shit you went through, there's some stuff like they'll never get. They're never gonna get the voice in the head, see the weird red monster, the dreams, the van, finding Sam's dead body. I mean, a lot of them went through the torture. I'm still here. All right, cool. That's awesome to hear. Hopefully, you're having fun, enjoying yourselves. You know, and thanks to the gift sub, you don't have to worry about the ads. So like, hey, I'm trying to help people out. I'm one of those streamers that actually care and help people and all that. You know.
That Flynn is still not back. It does sort of put everything
So what happened
into
to his aunt?
I guess. Yeah. Part of me wonders whether I made the right decision. The musing comes from the surprise. Jenna never one to really doubt her choices, or at least make such doubt known. What do you mean? Well, from what I figured from both of your historical research and what Mike had said, this hysteria is cyclical. It always comes back and ends up hurting whoever's around it. Now, I don't know whether its gas is seeping through the ground, weird radio signals, or something in the water. And I'm not sure anyone ever will.
That's something crazy and spiritual, my friend.
But what Heather wanted to do, while in the town, that would certainly put a stop on anyone trying to live there again. As long as the water stayed there, I guess. Just saying. I don't think anyone is gonna want to be wanting to stick around there for a long time after this. Jenna's gaze shifts to the tile floor beneath her feet. Yeah. For a long time. She repeats. I try to think of what to say next. In the background, I can hear Micah saying something crude about the origins of syrup. Or like beaver buttholes? Is that it? I don't know. No, that's vanilla. I glance back and see Leo chuckling and TJ covering his face. Carl stares out the window. I don't know if you can really fight forces of nature. Whatever's going on, it feels much bigger than us. But what you can do to help, is help people, I guess. Sorry. I've been doing this one else for quite a while. I just, don't want to put it down. And that counts for something. What you did for Heather, despite everything she did to you, that counts.
That is true. She gave her a second chance after all the horrible shit she said about her back in high school, about her, lying to her about the homework, calling her a whore and having sex with all the dudes in the football team. I don't know about Leo, but everyone else, man, everyone else, had a chance at her, according to the rumors.
Second chances and all that. Jenna smiles. Chase, it's very nice of you to say. Very sappy, of course, but still sweet. I'm not quite sure I can fully see it that way, at least not yet. Her tail thwacks me a little, and after a brief moment of nearly tearing over, I thwack back. I think we all turned out okay, noticing the circumstances. Echoes this tiny town in the middle of nowhere, and the shitty situations brought us together in the end. And I don't regret that. She taps her fingertips against the glasses of the glass jukebox, looking elsewhere. I wonder what it would be like if Sydney were still here.
Yeah, if
The question catches me off guard.
if
As far
if
as I
fucking
knew, Jenna never really liked the kid back in the day. Still, I guess he was part of the group. Hence the thought, maybe. I don't know. I don't really want to think about it, to be honest.
yeah, if you're
Maybe
not killer, my
he'd
friend.
have helped Leo beat the shit out of Brian. I blink at her. The word sounds strange coming from her mouth. She looks at me, furrowing her brow. What? He was really into that wrestling stuff. I cross my arms over my chest.
But he was good friends with Flynn.
Right, I guess. There's a long silence. I had a dream about him early in the week. And once everything started, hitting the proverbial fan, I remember hearing these strange voices. She doesn't elaborate on the specifics, though. Further, shifting the focus to me. It didn't make anything. I didn't make anything of them at the time, but noting everything that's happened later, she stops for a moment. If you want to talk to me about what happened sometime, just let me know, okay? I try to read her expression. The offer seemingly sincere. I don't see any sign of judgment or scrutinizing intent in her words. As usual around her, I find myself not quite sure what to say. Whatever happened to you claiming you're not a therapist? I'm not. I'm your friend. And I wouldn't stay that way for a long time. Damn, got friend-zoned? Heck. Despite my wariness at that original question, I can't help but feel a little fuzzy from that statement. So, just a friend, huh? Now, it's Jenna's turn to be caught off guard. But the surprised look on her turquoise eyes lasts only a second. Oh, perhaps you got the wrong impression this past week. You were just a boy toy. I look at her and feel my heart starting to sink. I do mean, my mind was under the effects of the town-wide sweeping hysteria, after all.
What?
I can't be held accountable for my actions. However, she sucks in her lip, staring at the ceiling as if in thought. If you wanted to take me on a proper date when it gets back to Playable, I wouldn't be opposed. Though I don't want to fuck on the first date. I'm not a slut. I feel myself slowly starting to grin, and have to quickly reshift my face to a less creepy expression. Okay. Not opposed. Huh. She lets out a humored exhale, shaking her head. To speak candidly, me teasing and flirting with you around Leo, that's not really me. Or at least, that's not how I want to be. I should be better than that. Otherwise, I'm no better than Flynn at the river, plucking at raw nerves.
Oh.
I'll admit, I was kind of worried that you're just doing all that to be competitive with Leo, like it was some kind of game. Jenna nods. Oh, it was completely true. What? I was, to at least some extent. Hence, the offer for something a little less biased. I look at her, a little gobsmacked, but at the same time, I can't help but feel appreciative of the honesty. I guess I'll, consider your offer. She smiles, and for some reason, she kind of reminds me of those old feminine fatale types from old noir movies. In the meanwhile, I'm definitely gonna start writing about our experiences here in Echo, especially our most recent ones. How it augmented the perceptions of people. Sometimes, even in groups, it almost downright paranormal.
It was
Almost
paranormal.
nothing's actually paranormal. I've heard there's actual inputs, sorry, and variables which determine certain triggers that resulted in what we saw. On a personal note, I'm just happy none of the effects seem to linger once you left town. No tulpa vision of you hanging around Leo, no monster chasing TJ, no red figure following me, no visions of Keith from Micah or Heather. And you? Well, that possession by the roadside ghost working out for you? I rub my head, feeling the welts on from Brian's pistol, picking at my fur. I'm pretty sure he's gone. Huh. Who says you can't run away from your traumas then? She winks, and I find myself smiling a little goofily.
Oh man,
This is all
this is
so
actually.
insane, but I'm sure I'm glad.
I have to say this is like actually one of the best written scenes in Echo. I feel like they do a really good job of like, making Chase seem kind of goofy, but not like goofy main character, but also endearing, and you like him. And at least in this incident, there's many times when Chase is like such an asshole at times, and like oh man.
She's here to talk to me about it. Now, Chase Hunter, the true question. She turns to face the jukebox. What should we pick? Country. Can I do country? You know what? I don't know. What about techno? Oh, I guess it's am I Sam? Okay, country. How about you choose? Jenna gives me a quick nod. Is it gonna be the intro to the game or dun 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 dun? Whatever you say. Oh, and this one looks good. She leans in and presses the button on the machine. Okay, I was wrong. What are you gonna do? That part where we find Sam by the roadside? Fuck.
This ending credit song is really good.
Howley? Oh, I'm thinking of the collie. Probably not the same guy. Get this notification, go away from my phone. Ah.
I look like Flynn.
Well, at least, I mean, Carl was really messed up. But none of us are dead. You know? And that's good.
This game has such a really good soundtrack. Things like Hop, Skip, and Two Toys. Slow this down a little bit.
I guess it's all the CGs from her route. There's a bit low, but that's fine. It's the credits. Maybe while this is running, I'm just gonna go to the restroom right quick. Be right back.
Alright, yeah, man. Echo was like one, like I think this and maybe more than also like I feel like the two furry visuals a lot of people played and were influenced. Obviously, maybe some people may play Lagoon Lounge, Blackgate, and then Now later on, obviously, Adastra is probably one. Maybe maybe Remember the Flowers is another one.
Heck, it was in the seas, and I was like, okay, so that's it? Cool. I was like, oh heck, is there gonna be post stuff? But, yeah. Next time we're going to be doing Carl. Hyena. Should see how long any of these things are. Only just 3 scenes for him? Heck. And then Flynn is long. Ooh woo. So that's gonna be the end of this Let's Play, but not series, because we're gonna continue it for 2 more routes, and then go to Arches, the sequel. That's gonna be the end of this Let's Play. So comment, guys, comment, you like, dislike, tips, exercise. If you like Mage and like Seeker, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos up at Chrome. Please don't Spain or Amos help control the population. And if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that made this game, and when I help them out on other games, they have a Patreon, which is $3 a month.
Alright, let's see. What other furry content can we check out? We can find some more furry content. Alright, let's check this out.
It Insists Upon Itself is widely regarded as one of the most iconic Family Guy moments of all time. It's from episode 17 of season 4, when the Griffins are facing certain death and are revealing all of their deepest, darkest secrets. Peter reveals that he doesn't care for the Godfather, claiming that it insists upon itself to the confusion and anger of his family. Since roughly early 2020, the phrase has become an extremely popular post outside of people repeating it as a funny quote from the show for 2 decades, and has seen heavy usage over the past 5 years to express disdain for certain media properties. However, since late 2024 and early 2025, it really appears to have been pushed back into the public eye, to the point that Seth MacFarlane has actually noticed it and has given us the reason why that particular phrase was used in the episode. He wrote, "It insists upon itself was a criticism my college film history professor used to explain why he didn't think The Sound of Music was a great film. First-rate teacher, but I never quite followed that one." This grand reveal as to the origins of the phrase is a long time coming, and is truly extremely exciting, as it has become a properly important bit of explanation behind a long-running joke. The fact that the meme has led to the creator of the actual show to come out and explain it just demonstrates how powerful a simple trend can be, and that it's made Seth MacFarlane get involved with the creations referring to Family Guy, one of the biggest inspirations for posting in the world, is a significant moment in online culture. I mean, despite it being a nonsensical phrase and employed to demonstrate its own ridiculousness, it insists upon itself does kind of make sense. Films like The Godfather or Sound of Music are huge classics, and in a way they are so hyped up to be these incredible productions that sometimes—
I still have not seen The Sound of Music or The Godfather. Maybe I should sit down and watch some movies. Like I am very uncultured. There's so much shit I don't actually watch, but I should watch. Like The Godfather, Goodfellas, um, watch Shawshank Redemption, watch Schindler's List again. I want to watch Schindler's List. I love Schindler's List. Watch that again. The Green Mile. Just name a few things. Like, do they have that on Hulu or something like that? Actually, or Netflix? Actually, like I said, I need to sit down and watch movies. But I hate watching movies at home. I feel like I am going to distract myself.
they just become insufferable by existing. A bit like when Game of Thrones was all anyone could talk about, and it felt like it really did insist upon itself. Or perhaps Seth's film teacher was criticizing The Sound of Music for being too earnest in its execution. But at this stage, the phrase can be used to put anything that is popular down. The expectation after using the phrase is that people in comment sections will immediately go for the throat in anger, and so it is more often than not used to get a rise out of people as an unpopular opinion. In short, it insists upon itself, has joined the ranks of other Family Guy posts, cementing itself as a trend in 2025 with Seth's grand reveal of the origins of the phrase. What meme would you guys like me to give a lesson in next? Let me know in the comments below.
And remember, like and subscribe.
Okay. Sakamoto Days is doomed. Already, the anime sucks. It's been out for like 5 seconds and you're always saying it sucks? Jesus Christ, dude. Anime fans. Like, if it is not like a perfect 10 out of 10, they say the anime's failed. And I hate that so much. Ooh.
发生什么事？天知道，要不要过去瞧一瞧？是谁的心跳在乱叫？在哪里扑通扑通扑通，那么的热闹。灯光太耀眼，音乐在耳边，转个圈圈，慢慢的往前，第一眼就看见你的直线。
Very nice. Lovely fursuit. Great dancing. Nice song. Nice choreography. So yeah. Good job, y'all. I love all these very adorable Chinese fursuiters. One of your worst hear me out in video games. Okay, let's hear this shit out. Let's see. Is this any good or not? Let's
Those with Robinhood Gold can enjoy a 3% IRA match. Tremendous.
And I feel like this animated man has done more for my sexuality. Graded. Okay, let's do this. Round 2, you know what they say, if it ain't broke, milk the hell out of it until it is a cold, dry carcass. I was literally up all night last night helping my sister's dog. Let us begin. All right, our first choice. Miss Cooking Allison Mother? Oh my god, not this note on the first one. Came through swinging. Queen of Stirring the Pot. There was no explanation for the sudden takedown of Cooking Mama Cookstar. However, a tweet alleged that the game was mining cryptocurrency using players' Nintendo Switch consoles. Oh my god, a girl boss? That's an MLM starter, baby. That's Avon. That's Mary Kay. That's Tupperware. I'm gonna be honest, I support women's rights, but I equally support women's wrongs. So I think that's probably the easiest A I'm gonna give all day. Alrighty then, who is next? L Block Tetris? Okay, I'm gonna have to ask the question, Mom.
Okay, this is retarded. I thought it was gonna be serious now. Fuck this guy. Let's see. Alright, we got Gintan. Everyone loves Gintan. Always good. His videos always good. Snow and protogens do not mix. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Exploiting drama for views. I mean, aren't you lucky, Artemis? I'm glad you're able to exploit these dramas for views, my friend. I get no views. I get no shit. I get no bitches. Alright. So yeah. But I don't get nothing, man. Let's see. Let's do. Do I have daddy energy? To be honest. Alright, let's see what this one's about.
You wanna bully Coda? You wanna bully me? But I don't wanna be bullied. I just wanna have a nice time. I just wanna be with my friends. Do you wanna be my friend? Please? We're calling Coda daddy now. Excuse me, we are not. There is this one commenter on all my YouTube videos that always goes daddy Coda. And I'm like, where? I don't have that daddy energy. I don't have any of that. What do you mean, daddy Coda? I don't have daddy energy. Good grief. Hey, make sure you're strapped in. I'm sorry. I'm feeling a little spicy. I don't know why. Anyway, moving on swiftly. Fantastic.
Yeah, he does not have any daddy energy. Let's see. No. Yeah, that's what I think. And let's move on. Ooh, what? This sounds fucking cool. Alright. That was pretty cool. How to do? I like how now everyone cares about Ninja Gaiden now because thanks to Xbox, Ninja Gaiden 4 is alive. Let's see, what else can I put? What else do I want to watch? Any good economic news, maybe? That does not sound very good. Let's see what it says.
Don't eat grapes. One of my students owns a large vineyard. Do you know how many times he sprays pesticides? 24 times.
Oh my
I
god.
asked him if he could reduce it by just one, and he said, no, not even one less. So every time you eat a grape, you're eating traces of pesticides sprayed 24 times. Don't buy them. These Shine Muscat grapes everyone is chasing after these days. Honestly, they're not meant to be eaten. They're just for show.
Shine Muscat grapes have become incredibly popular in recent years, with prices sometimes reaching dozens of yuan per pound. Their unique flavor and texture have made them a consumer favorite, but reports about excessive pesticide use and artificial sweeteners have sparked anxiety and fear among buyers. As one of the largest fruit producers in the world, China's exported fruits play an important role in the international market. However, news broke that Shine Muscat grapes exported from China to Thailand were found to contain excessive pesticides.
What? That's some crazy ass shit, dog. um has that much pesticides and on grapes of all things. What the fuck is wrong with China, man?
Pesticide residues. In October 2024, Thai authorities tested Shine Muscat grapes imported from China and found that 23 out of 24 samples collected from 15 stores in Bangkok exceeded the legal limits for pesticide residues. Only 9 of the samples had traceable origins, all from China, while the other 15 lacked clear documentation. This revelation caused widespread panic among Thai consumers, leading to a sharp drop in prices and the removal of large quantities of grapes from shelves. At the start of 2025, the fruit industry faced widespread collapse.
What's up with China with like so much like fake shit, like or dunking everything like in like a bunch of chemicals and stuff. I still don't get it. Still don't get it, man. Like
Online, complaints about cherries, strawberries, grapes, durians, and other premium fruits became increasingly common. The reasons were clear. Off-season production and overuse of chemical additives had severely impacted consumer trust and public health. The excessive use of chemical products in fruit production was also blamed for the rise in strange illnesses. A woman from Shenzhen, Ms. Liu, shared her experience on social media. I love cherries so much that I ate about 3 pounds in one sitting. Afterward, my throat started hurting, and the next day, I had a fever. She described how her symptoms worsened, including a temperature of 39.4 degrees Celsius, throat inflammation, and fatigue. She had to rush to the hospital at night for treatment. After receiving IV fluids and returning home, she developed an allergic reaction, leading to difficulty breathing and another trip to the ICU.
what the fuck,
During the
man?
winter season, as Chinese New Year approaches, cherries are often a highly sought-after fruit among Chinese consumers. However, Ms. Liu's story went viral online, causing the price of cherries to plummet overnight and leaving sellers with massive unsold inventories.
Look how difficult business is now. The price hasn't been this high since 2016. What's the point of saying it? I won't sell it. I feel very uncomfortable saying this. The market is so bad. It's so bad that no one wants it. At Guangzhou's Jiangnan market, there are thousands of containers filled with unsold cherries, some still unopened. There are 29,000 containers.
Oh my god! So look at this. Look at how many freaking cherries.
Thousands of containers filled with unsold cherries, some still unopened.
Like, how do you make this many cherries? Like, you have to like making like artificial cherries or like using some type of like making like made of plastic or some bullshit, man. Because this is just crazy, dog. What the heck is?
There are 29,000 containers of cherries here, facing severe overstock. The losses are already around 5.8 billion yuan. If this cherry market collapses, other fruits in the industry will suffer devastating consequences too.
There were also online claims that cherries from Chile undergo specific treatments during transport and storage. However, some noted that while cherries are considered safe in Chile, the quality seems to degrade once they arrive in China.
These are the cherries you've been dreaming of. Why don't they spoil? They have to be soaked in chemicals. Without it, they get moldy within 2 days of shipping. What's in the solution? I can't tell you exactly, but it's for preservation. Chile is 10,500 nautical miles away from us, and it takes a month for the ship to reach here. Look at this process. After soaking, they're taken out, filtered, and sorted. Jumbo cherries, double jumbo, triple jumbo, they're all categorized. Once they're here, people with money buy the big ones. Others settle for the smaller ones, but eating too many is bad for your health. How do I know? I transport them. I'd know, wouldn't I? Now look, they're being packaged.
In a video, a man revealed details about cherries imported from Chile. Concerns about chemical additives in cherries have fueled widespread discussion. Some believe that fruits like strawberries and cherries, which spoil easily, are heavily treated with chemicals to prolong their shelf life. This sentiment has resonated with many online.
Oh my god! I know that company. Oh, you know that company? Holy crap! Please explain more. I would love to know. Like, do you know the company in Peru, or do you know the company in China, or do you know the shipping company? Oh, this is really interesting.
With many users sharing stories of health issues linked to eating cherries. One person said they developed mouth ulcers after eating 2 pounds of cherries over 3 days. Another shared that they ate a plate of cherries daily for 8 days and ended up with acute tonsillitis. Others reported feeling dizzy, weak, and nauseous after eating cherries in large quantities, though hospital tests showed no.
Let's see. MSC and what is that? Let me look that up. MSC. Both shipping. Interesting. Interesting. The shipping company. Are they based at? Denmark. Founded in Denmark. Anything shipping company. Interesting. This one headquarters in Switzerland, but founded in Naples, Italy. So one is from Denmark, one is from Italy. Interesting. That's pretty cool. Thanks for letting me know that. See, that's cool facts. I love to learn from chat.
Fruit vendors have been forced to sell cherries at reduced prices or throw away moldy, unsold stock. Recently, the fact that cherries are cheaper than strawberries went viral. In Wuhan, cherry prices have dropped significantly, with some varieties now selling for as low as 8.8 yuan per half kilo, a record low. In comparison, strawberries are being sold at 10 yuan per half kilo. Many online commentators jokingly thanked the
lots of shipping companies in the UK. Ah, you live in the UK, nice. I think you mentioned that. Yeah, you're not the only one I know from the UK. I have another friend or two, another furry friend or two, are from the UK. They're good people. One of them's a really good streamer. That's for darn sure. Yeah, she's been growing all these years, and I have not. We've both been on the. We've both, I think, been on his channel. We've both been on Twitch for like what, 5 years now, and I haven't grown jack shit.
Lady from Shenzhen, whose viral story about eating 3 pounds of cherries and landing in the ICU has cherry prices to crash. One user wrote, "I haven't been able to afford cherries for years. Thanks to this lady, I can finally eat them." The impact of the viral video highlights growing consumer concerns about food safety. Similar issues have surfaced in the past, including strawberries allegedly coated with excessive chemicals, shine muscat grapes with growth enhancers, and wax-coated sugar mandarins.
Take a look at how sugar mandarins are processed. First, they're washed. Then comes the harsh stuff. This is preservative solution to keep them from spoiling. Soaked in chemicals, these can ruin your health. Afterward, they're dried using diesel fuel, which gives them that shiny look. Next comes the wax coating. They're sprayed with wax to make them glossy and appealing. Once the wax is applied, the mandarins are refrigerated to solidify the coating on their skins. Just looking at them makes my eyes burn. Unbelievable. If you get a drug allergy from eating cherries, imagine how bad sugar mandarins might be. Soak fruits in water and see the color of the solution for yourself. Can you really trust these for your family, especially children and the elderly? When buying fruits, be extra cautious. And when you get home, soak them in water to see what's on them. There's too much chemical interference these days.
I just bought some sugar mandarins. After
I was gonna say, when it comes to like washing the fruit, I mean, I know using water works to a certain amount, but I don't think it gets rid of all the chemicals. I think there's a certain way to get rid of all the preservatives and pesticides off the fruit, right? Yeah, like what's the best way? I clean my fruits and vegetables, but you know what else? What else?
Peeling a few, my hands ended up looking like this. Can anyone tell me if these are safe to eat? I tried
No.
washing my hands, but the residue won't come off. Comments from viewers included personal accounts of health issues after eating these fruits. One person said her child developed a fever and a sore throat after eating just 2 sugar mandarins. Others shared that fruits like grapes and kumquats, stored for months without rotting, seemed unnatural. Apples, a popular fruit during Chinese New Year, have also drawn scrutiny.
Mm-hmm.
I was really surprised at what I saw at the apple processing
Look at
factory.
this.
I saw the workers skillfully put the apples into large mechanical barrels and then press the machine to put the barrel into the dirty water. It was incredible. The apples actually float on the water. After the apples touch the water, they instantly glow and shine. No wonder every time I buy apples, the surface is so shiny. What is this stuff? Does anyone know? Some apples don't rot for 2 or 3 months. Even when they do go bad, you won't notice because they spoil from the inside. This is because they've been soaked in sodium benzoate, a preservative that harms the liver and kidneys.
Damn.
Strawberries have become one of the most controversial fruits in recent years. For 5 consecutive years, strawberries have topped the online list of the 12 most contaminated fruits and vegetables.
Let's see. What do you say? What else can you use? Salt works. I like coat with the wax. Yeah. So like do you put like salt and water together, or you just put salt on it and then that will get rid of the wax off the apple? I don't know. I'm just asking because I want to know.
Earning the nickname the dirtiest fruit. Concerns about pesticide residues and claims that they could potentially cause early puberty have made many people wary of consuming them. November and December are the months when strawberries sold at the market are subjected to the most chemical intervention. Local strawberries haven't even hit the market yet, so why are there so many from elsewhere? To get ahead and sell at higher prices before the main season, some unscrupulous growers apply growth boosters as soon as the strawberries appear. Within days, strawberries in the greenhouse grow to the size of eggs. Growth boosters, often containing plant growth hormones, can accelerate growth in large fruits.
Hmm.
However, their use can negatively affect both the fruit's taste and human health to some extent. Why do strawberry farms choose to spray pesticides at night instead of during the day? This is because the strawberry farm is open to the public during the day, and many parents and children come to pick strawberries by hand. Since the speed at which strawberries ripen cannot keep up with the speed of picking, the farm has to spray at night so that the unripe green strawberries will turn red overnight. Under the
Damn.
video, a user commented, "I saw a couple spraying pesticides while wearing masks. Poison is poison, even if it's minor. They sprayed at 8 or 9 in the morning and sold the strawberries by noon. Completely unethical. I grow strawberries myself and couldn't stay silent anymore. I want to report this." Social media platforms have recently been flooded with posts exposing the use of growth boosters and flavor enhancers in strawberries. These additives make strawberries larger, sweeter, and more vibrant in color, allowing growers to charge higher prices. However, some users warned that oversized, misshapen strawberries with hollow centers and pale stems.
Okay, what do you say? Let's see. Hot water of the wax and salt filters. Okay, hot water. Really hot water? Okay.
Are likely a result of excessive hormone use. China's food safety issues have left consumers on edge. A widely discussed incident involved watermelons spontaneously exploding on store shelves in Shenyang, Liaoning province. According to the store owner, "We just heard a loud bang, and the watermelon burst on its own, even spitting out some water. The distributor replaced the watermelon, and that was it." The video sparked heated online debate. One commenter explained, "Farmers used growth boosters, which created too much internal pressure, causing the watermelon to explode. You'd never see this with watermelons in the past. At most, ripe ones would crack slightly if bumped." A user from Shandong shared, I ate a piece of watermelon that was so sweet it hurt my throat. It didn't even taste like watermelon anymore. All I could taste was sweetness." His post received nearly 6,000 comments about the artificial taste of modern fruit. In the comments section, many people shared similar experiences. One person from Guangdong mentioned that the taste of fruit has noticeably changed.
Man, it must suck like living in China or visiting China and you want to eat like a fruit or a vegetable You had to worry about all these fucking chemicals now. Like it's crazy. Like you can enter in the intensive care unit to eating a couple of strawberries. It's pretty fucking stupid.
He recalled buying a watermelon from a local fruit shop recently. It was so sweet it was cloying, completely different from the refreshing sweetness I remember from my childhood. He added that it wasn't just watermelons, apples also tasted different now. He said they were crisp and juicy when I was younger, but now they have a pesticide taste. In recent years, people have noticed that fruits seem to be getting sweeter. Many attribute this to the use of artificial sweeteners. One commonly cited example is saccharin, a sweetener 30 to 40 times sweeter than sugar and only a third of the price. However, excessive consumption of saccharin can harm the liver and nervous system, particularly with severe effects on vulnerable groups such as the elderly, pregnant women, and children. A fruit dealer recently revealed in a video that the increasing sweetness of fruit isn't always natural. He explained, many fruits are treated with technology. For example, they use a chemical called a deacidification agent. This additive is even more harmful than saccharin. It removes the sour taste from fruit and accelerates ripening. The main component of these agents is arsenic, which is highly toxic and officially banned, but some farmers still take risks for profit. Citrus fruits are among the most heavily treated. As the Chinese New Year approaches, people often splurge on premium fruits regardless.
Arsenic? They spray their fruit with arsenic. My god, that is terrible. Maybe one of the worst things I've ever seen. My entire life, my friend. That's so bad.
However, even durians, known as the king of fruits, have seen disappointing sales this year. Reports have revealed that some durians are processed by soaking them in yellow or green liquids. While the yellow liquid is often turmeric-based, unscrupulous vendors sometimes use alkaline yellow, industrial chemical with serious health risks.
What?
These revelations have left many people hesitant to buy or eat durians despite their popularity. In recent years, fruit-related scandals have continued to emerge. These include water-injected fruits, excessive use of chemicals, rampant application of ripening agents, and substandard packaging materials. Such practices not only undermine the natural quality of fruit, but also pose significant health risks, fueling widespread concern over food safety. The chaos in the fruit industry reflects weaknesses in food safety regulations. Today, the demand for safe, tasty, and natural fruits, free from pesticides and chemicals, has reached an unprecedented level. But for many consumers, finding such fruit has become increasingly difficult.
Yeah, that sounds like it sounds so hard and almost impossible to find anything good. Oh my god. Happy human health. Provides fruit and veggies. I've not heard of that, but maybe I'll check that out later. Alright. Let's see if we can find some more stuff to watch. That's cool. Like I said, I mean, I know a month or two ago, I reacted to some bad, cucumbers. Let's see. All right. Check out this one. Guy has. I just realized this guy has over 400K followers, man. A lot. It would be so cool to own some guns like this. Old school shit. It was weird when I found watermelon being bendy and banana stretching. Huh. Then has a bit of a problem. Right. Let's see. Let's see. So any furry memes? Let's check them out.
You see less AI generated images, Smile, but then you realize you're seeing less AI generated images, which means is that it's getting much better at replicating human styles, and so you're getting tricked more often. But then again, I also noticed that some people are getting confused between a real artist's work and AI, and that's also scary, as it's causing people to falsely accuse some people of doing AI when they don't. Why are you vibrating? And it's their birthday. You're cute, aw. Happy birthday. I know you're probably gonna see this like a month entirely after your birthday, but I'm recording this on your birthday, so it still counts. So, how would your friends describe you? So I'm like kind of a yapper. Oh, this is a professional interview. Oh my goodness. Well, You've lost the interview, but don't worry. If you've applied for more than one job, then you should be fine as long as you learn to not say that. And think before you speak. Don't worry, if you're applying for jobs, just apply for multiple, and if you get hired at multiple ones, just like, I don't know, I mean quit at those ones and then just be at the one that you got hired at, that you want to be at, working at. Who would win? The unwavering heterosexuality of your average male, or $20 old dollars? Inflation's kinda bad right now, when everything's way more expensive than it would be. You've got to change that to $40 or if you want to win. Sorry bro, it's not 2020 no more, it's 2024. Can I have that? Have what? Your phone, random kid. What, to like play games? No. Like, can I have it? No. I mean, like, why would you give some random kid your phone? Like, no. Like, bro, this kid's parents needs to teach them manners and stuff. Because, like, bro, you don't just go to someone and ask that. Hey man, you feeling alright? Wanna touch my... Oh my goodness, I mean, yeah, I would because you offered. And, that's kind of my type, so,
Hopefully there are some funny furry memes.
yeah, don't mind if I do. It's time for Infernity again this year. We have new merch for sale this time. Why are your coasters selling so fast? This is the last one. Wow, this kitty coaster is so cute. I want one. Kitty? Mr. Lide, Mr. Formosana. Oh my, it's not a cat, but they all think it is. Thanks for your support working on new content. Aww. Yeah, don't forget to support the artists and stuff when you go to a con. But only buy what you need, because like I know a lot of stuff gets thrown away. So think about what you need, like what you want, but don't waste it. Like I know like conventions produce a lot of waste at those dealers' dens. So oh yip, and Catty and Zoe. So I told her, hey, that's not the ball of yarn I ordered. Meow, what a funny cat is more.
Yeah, I hate this well, I don't know if I hate this comic. I just think it's just too long.
Into the portal machine. I say something dumb, then shut up. And she never spoke again. Oh no, don't be mean, don't be horrible, don't be horrible. So they're watching Robin Hood and they're saying, I feel weird. Oh my goodness. No, not the Furry Awakening here, no. It's so cold out here. If only I had brought a coat. You could borrow mine. This coat smells like burgles. Who there eats burgles? Oh my goodness. But they wanted the other person to give it to them, but like the person who's got the microphone gave it to them instead, so now they're annoyed. Oh no, but be grateful that you've got a coat now, I guess, though. Oh my goodness, that's so adorable and oh my goodness, that's so adorable and wholesome right here. Love it when this like happened. Sorry, the princess is in another castle, but if you want to, you can kiss me instead. Oh my. I mean, most people.
So far, none of the memes have been like super funny.
Princess, so,
sadly.
Yeah, you know what? Why not? Well. Is this a bad werewolf in my bed? Oh my goodness. And he's using his tail to hide something, probably. Oh, that's adorable though. It's November. Won't you be a dear and put this on? Oh my goodness. Are you transformed to my old Sona? Because I used to have a deer Sona. You losers are telling me that you don't have personas? Muscleman, before you ask again, take a good look at us. My goodness, yes. He really can't see the obvious, can he? Summary 14.1, neurodevelopment. I guess it says I can't read the thing off the text, but it says disorder, autism spectrum disorder, is a furry and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And oh my goodness, yes, autism does. Yeah, most of us are autistic. Yes, I can attest to that. Good night, horse. Good night, duck. Good night, turtle. Good night, wolf. but the night is kind of my thing. I said good night. Oh my goodness, no, don't be horrible to the wolf, no. Oh, you like tea, you're a tea drinker. Oh my goodness. Tell me if
I
you
don't
like
drink
tea in the
tea.
comments below, I'm curious. I don't drink tea because I don't like caffeine, but tell me down below. I baked some cookies for you. Oh, that's adorable, and I would love to have one of those cookies too, that's cute. They're just being silly. Oh no, they're about to die. I don't think this is healthy. This is dangerous. Do not do this in real life, no.
He's eating Tide Pods and he's drinking sunlight. I guess that's like some type of like that's like some type of maybe some type of dishwashing soap. I'm guessing dishwashing liquid. And it has sunlight. Is that like a UK brand or something like that?
No. Know the work rules. Appropriate? You like kissing boys, so the boy kisser is appropriate, but inappropriate, Reggie. I like kissing boys. Hello, human resources. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it seems Reggie is no longer allowed. Today I'm going to be super productive. 5 minutes later, oh my goodness, they're sleeping. Yes, that's literally anyone who says they're going to be super productive, they just end up doing nothing. I'll draw so much when I get home and be super productive. 20 minutes later, actually draws. He just really likes drawing. Yes. Sometimes when we just really enjoy something, we'll keep doing it a lot and a lot. I love doing like a lot of sculpting and everything, so I just do a lot of it, and writing as well, so yeah. And I love making videos, which is why I'm kind of got a large backlog of videos to upload, which you'll enjoy all of them when they come out. Oh my goodness, they've made what do you call this? An agar thing with bacteria, I guess you call it. A petri dish, that's it.
Petri dish.
A petri dish of a boy kisser. That's beautiful, and it's bioluminescent as well, which is awesome. It's girls' night and they're summoning demons. How wonderful. Very wonderful. I wonder what they're going to ask of the demon. Oh my goodness, it's Dragon Torch and he's doing an attack thing. Oh well, I just throw a cheese grater in there and a raccoon and then you can deal with them too. I know you're watching these videos, Dragon Torch. It's your meme here. I'm a dude. Oh my goodness, yes. You can never know, but yes, it's a dude, and that makes it better. It's not gonna be very great if you took a sip. Why? Like, it's just a cat, it's adorable, and it's always good. Why, you're furry? Oh my goodness. I feel like that, the Breath of the Wild, I think it's called, is gonna turn.
Yeah. No good furry memes. None of that made me laugh. Unfortunately, sadly. That's the only bad part. The Mountain Dew.
Alright guys, we are back. Mountain Dew. Let's do it. We got the mug right here.
2 cans of
Keep
Mountain
cans
Dew.
in here.
That's pretty crazy.
Let's get it, guys. Mountain Dew is one of my favorite sodas. It might actually be my favorite soda. Do the do, guys. Alright? By the way, if you're new here, make sure to hit that follow button if you're on TikTok or Instagram. And hit that freaking subscribe button if you're on YouTube, okay? Because I'm posting this on all platforms. I'm about to conquer the freak out of this, so continue watching. Alright. Here we go, guys. 2 cans of Mountain Dew in the mug. Without any further ado, it's time to do what I do, and that is to conquer this right here. So here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Let's see you can do it.
Don't wait, just chug. Yep. Conquered officially. So delicious as per usual. I love you, Mountain Dew. Comment below the next chug, guys. Alright, guys, we are back.
Damn, that's pretty crazy. Good on him. Let's see. What else I'll check out. Let's see, what is this? No more permits.
So the issue of New York's new concealed carry bans and their defiance of Bruin is once again in front of the Supreme Court. So let's break down what has happened.
Mountain Dew is rancid.
Now before we jump into this video, I want to thank
Mountain Dew is rancid.
one of the new sponsors of this channel, which is Home Title Lock. This company can actually save you a lot of time, money, and honestly, a very huge legal headache. The Supreme Court's 8-1 decision in the Rahimi case. The Antonio case challenges the state of New York's new hyper-restrictive concealed carry law, which is the CCIA, and that was passed just 8 days after the Supreme Court issued their Bruin decision. The Second Circuit issued their new decision in light of Rahimi, and essentially they just reissued the same decision, finding that Rahimi did not actually impact the outcome of the case at all, and so they essentially issued the same decision. In response to that, the plaintiffs have now decided once again to go to the Supreme Court to seek Supreme Court review in the hopes that New York's new concealed carry bans and the defiance of the Bruin decision can be struck down and stopped once and for all. Now, this issue of concealed carry bans in New York has been a long battle, but really should have ended after Bruin. In Bruin, the Supreme Court struck down New York's original May issue CCW licensing scheme, finding that it was inconsistent with this nation's history and tradition.
Let's see, use to drunk it, play change. That's a possibility, yeah. That is a possibility. Yeah, I tried. Man, I tried that Mountain Dew Kickstart. Like it was that strawberry flavor, strawberry lemonade. Oh god, that shit was terrible. Let me see. I think it was like what flavor was it? Like the orange flavor was all right. I think it was the strawberry startup. Yeah, this flavor right here. This flavor was straight up disgusting. I spent money on it, and like I spent money on it, and it tasted like garbage. This one and Rockstar Recovery Strawberry Lemonade both taste terrible. Let's see. Monster Pipeline Punch and Pacific Punch. Let me check what those look like. Let's see. Monster. Oh yeah, I think I have this one. Well, maybe I had the zero sugar version of it, but I think I remember having something that looks like that. And the other one, Big Punch. I think it was. I've never had this one. I didn't know this one existed until now. What's another flavor that was also really bad for Mountain Dew? It was like Mountain Dew, like. Yeah, here you go. This one was also really bad too. Maui Burst, and I think it was like Infinity Swirl. Yeah, I didn't like this one either. see, Mountain Dew. Let's see. Monster Monarch flavor. Never heard of this one. And Mango Loco. Never. Wait. I think I had something like this. Yeah, I think I had something like this one before. I think it was this one or some other flavor. I think it was this one. You know what? Actually, I actually do like the monster. I actually do like the monster mocha flavors. Like this one was really good. Mocha Loco, Java. Like all the coffee ones are good. Like yeah, the reason I've had a bunch of these before is thanks to fucking there's a 7-Eleven near my house, and sometimes when I'm coming back from work, I always drop by that 7-Eleven and grab a drink and try out something different. Try out a bunch of different energy drinks. Maybe, you know, Ghost, C4, Rain, all that type of stuff. I still think the best energy drink is still good focus energy. This one is still the best one. This one right here. This is still, in my opinion, still the best flavored. Can I post a link? Sure. Yeah, you should be able to post links. I don't think the chatbot should get you this. I miss these drinks. Yeah, okay, yeah, by the way. That one, Mango Loco, Pipeline Punch. I don't like regular Monster. I don't like the 0-calorie one. I had that white one. It was like, yeah, like all the regular kind of flavors. I didn't really like all that much. I think there was one flavor I did like. Yeah, I had the Mountain Dew. I think Ultra Sugar, Mountain Dew Ultimate Strawberry Zero Sugar one. I think I had that one before. Yeah, I didn't really like that one. I think Monster Dew Energy Pipeline. I think I had something like that before. Maybe I remember I had a flavor that was really good. I'll have to look again, and you know, take a look at take a better look at the can. Yeah, what was that? Let's see. Yeah, it's this one right here. This flavor right here. Jesus Christ! I bought. They had a 2 get 1 free. I bought 2 of these. I bought 2 of these cans and got one free can. Like it was like a regular Rockstar drink, like a red one, which wasn't a recovery ration. Was it? It was like one of the regular cans. I think it was like this one. Fruit punch. This flavor right here. Oh god, this flavor right here is disgusting. Yeah. Yeah, this is the last time I'm gonna buy any like. I don't know if I'm gonna try the other Rockstar recovery drinks. Because the only other Rockstar I've had in my entire life was this fruit punch one, and that one tasted fine. And you know what, I never liked watermelon flavored drinks or like green apple flavored drinks. I like grape fruit punch. Man, maybe actually give me some Dubby. I haven't gotten some Dubby in a long time. Because because I'm sponsored by them, and they have some good flavors. They got a solo leveling flavor, so I should try that one out.
However, despite that, New York rushed through the Concealed Carry Improvement Act, the CCIA, just 8 days after the Bruin ruling. This new law was done in direct defiance to what the Supreme Court said in Bruin. This law was challenged in multiple cases, and in those lawsuits, preliminary injunctions were granted, halting some aspects of the CCIA. However, the state of New York then appealed those decisions up to the Second Circuit, who then granted blanket stays on all of these rulings. Now, in response to that, GOA, for the first time, decided to go to Supreme Court on an emergency basis, seeking emergency review from the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, on review of those emergency applications, denied relief, but the order of the court did say that the Second Circuit could not simply drag their feet and issue blanket stays. They would need to expedite hearing in these cases, and that's exactly what happened. Recently, the Second Circuit ruled in 5 CCIA cases, and the big argument really came in the Antonio case, which is argued and led by GOA. The Antonio case is a challenge to the CCIA at large, including the process to get the permit and then also the just catch-all sensitive location bans. The Second Circuit ultimately vacated some of the district court's injunction against the enforcement of the CCIA. Now, in their decision, the Second Circuit distinguished Bruin as an exceptional case. Therefore, the Second Circuit vacated a lot of the district court's injunction and ruled in favor of the state of New York. Now, in response to that Second Circuit ruling, GOA then filed a second petition for emergency Supreme Court intervention. Although this case was still in interlocutory posture, the Supreme Court did actually grant a GVR, which is a grant, vacate, and remand of this Antonio case back down to the Second Circuit for a new decision in light of what they said in Rahimi. Now, Rahimi was an 8-1 decision, and the majority of the court found that the domestic violence restraining order federal laws did not violate the Second Amendment because there were traditions and principles that pointed to the constitutionality of that law. Now, originally when this case was remanded, the Second Circuit was intending to have a ton of consolidated CCIA cases reopened and then re-argued and decided. However, then they decided to only move forward with the Antonio case because in their opinion, that was the only case that was GVR'd in light of Rahimi. So that's the only case they decided to rehear and redecide. And after they heard oral arguments and new briefs on this issue, they decided to rule, and once again, they upheld their prior decision. They essentially ruled the same way and found that the Rahimi ruling did not change the outcome of their case at all. In the decision, the Second Circuit stated that in the wake of Rahimi, the Supreme Court granted cert in Antonyuk, summarily vacated our judgment in that case, and remanded the case to this court for further consideration in light of Rahimi. Having reconsidered the prior decision in light of Rahimi and the parties' supplemental briefing regarding the effect of that decision on our reasoning in this case, we now issue a revised opinion in Antonyuk. We reach the same conclusion that we reached in our prior consolidated opinion. So in reality, nothing really changed with the Second Circuit's new 246-page opinion. It was, of course, remanded to them in light of Rahimi for a new decision, but ultimately they found that it came out the same way. Now, there was something else in this opinion which was different and actually very important, and what ended up happening is the Second Circuit disagreed with the Ninth Circuit's recent decision on a similar issue of concealed carry bans. They disagreed with the Ninth Circuit's ruling in the Wolford case, which deals with Hawaii's concealed carry decision. You might remember that in the Wolford case, the Ninth Circuit found that the public carry ban in Hawaii was permissible because the state of Hawaii in their statute had various reasons and ways that you could actually receive notice that carry in the private property was allowed. The state said that there could be a sign posted. The business owner could actually verbally tell everyone that carry was okay at that location. But here in the Antonio case, the Second Circuit disagreed with that analysis performed by the Ninth Circuit, and the Second Circuit found that an outright carry ban is a violation of the Second Amendment. Now, that was very important, and it's a good thing because you have a circuit split at least on a little issue, a very important issue, but a critical aspect of the CCIA and then other carry bans that are in place in other states, which are being passed in direct response to Bruin, and essentially trying to have these blanket carry bans on private.
Okay. Well, that was kind of boring. Not much to react to on that one. Let's see, what else can I react to? Let's let's see. Seems like everyone's watching Solo Leveling. Maybe I should watch that. Guns set to the market.
Let me tell you something, folks. You don't need to spend a fortune to get a great concealed carry gun for everyday carry. Believe me, I know a lot about this. You can save bigly, and still get something fantastic. And when you save on the gun, guess what? More money in your pocket for a holster, ammo, and, very importantly, training. Training is key, okay? Tremendous. These are the good old days for firearms right now. Never before, never have gun buyers had so many choices. It's incredible, really. You can get a great handgun, reliable, high quality, perfect for defense, at an amazing price. So let's talk about it, okay? We'll look at what you should spend on a CCW, and I'll show you some fantastic models that deliver big results without costing big money. You're going
Alright,
to
let's
love
see
it.
what this is all about.
Kicking off our list is the Taurus GX2, a sub $300 pistol that's making waves in the budget-friendly concealed carry market. Taurus took everything people loved about the G2C and GX4, combined it, and threw in some smart upgrades. This creates a practical, affordable, and surprisingly capable gun. The GX2 gives you 13+1 capacity.
Let's see, where's Taurus's Taurus from? Taurus Firearm. They're from Brazil? Oh, they're from Brazil. Yep, Brazil. Seems like they mostly use with semi-automatic pistols and revolvers. How much on submachine guns, semi-automatic rifles, bolt-action shotguns? Damn. That's actually lots of dang good, bro.
A lightweight 19-ounce frame, and a toolless takedown system. A huge win for easy maintenance. The grip feels great in hand thanks to its ergonomic design and updated texture, and it even has a 3-slot Picatinny rail for lights or lasers. While it's not optics ready like the GX4, it makes up for it with simplicity and usability. After putting the GX2 through its paces, it proved to be reliable and accurate in everything from rapid-fire drills to defensive scenarios. Sure, it's not perfect. Drop a magazine in sand a few times and you might experience a hiccup. But in typical carry environments, it's dependable, easy to shoot, and straightforward to use. At this price point, the GX2 delivers big on value, proving you don't need to spend a fortune to get a dependable EDC pistol. No budget handgun list would be complete without mentioning Canik, and the TP9 Elite SC earns its spot with ease. This is a true subcompact pistol, more in line with the size.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about Canik being really good. Taurus and Canik
of a Glock
both
26 than a
very
micro
good.
compact like the P365. That extra width might seem like a drawback on paper, but in practice it adds a bit more to the grip and control, something you'll appreciate when it's time to shoot. The TP9 Elite SC might be small, but it doesn't skimp on features. The polymer frame is sleek and well contoured, offering a surprisingly comfortable grip for a subcompact pistol. Canik includes interchangeable backstraps to ensure the perfect fit, and the grip texturing strikes a solid balance between comfort and control. Out of the box, it comes with a holster, 2 magazines, one 12-round flush fit and one 15-round extended, and a toolkit. Canik even includes a Shield RMS footprint optics plate, so you're ready to mount your favorite red dot right away. Canik's triggers have always been a standout feature, and the TP9
Why are you mispronouncing
keeps
the word
streak
Canik
alive.
all of a sudden?
The factory flat-face
This
trigger
AI
offers
voice.
a crisp break and short reset, rivaling aftermarket options. It's easily one of the best stock triggers in its class, offering a shooting experience that feels premium at a very approachable price. Recoil is surprisingly manageable for a gun of this size, making it a pleasure to shoot at the range. The Canik TP9 Elite SC is an impressive entry into the subcompact market, delivering an unmatched combination of features, performance, and value. With its exceptional trigger, optic-ready design, and included accessories, it's hard to argue against the bang-for-your-buck factor. CZ has been making waves this year with aggressive price cuts across their lineup, and the P10C is no exception.
I did not know.
In fact, it might just be
CZ
the
make
best
cheap
bang-for-your-buck
handguns.
handgun on the market right now. This striker-fired pistol sits comfortably in the compact category, comparable in size to the Glock 19, making it a versatile choice for duty use, home defense, and concealed carry. Right out of the box, the CZ-P10C impresses with its aggressive yet refined aesthetics. The slide has clean, modern lines, and the forward serrations are practical and deep enough for quick manipulations. But the real star is the grip. CZ has always been known for ergonomics, and the P10C doesn't disappoint. The high beaver tail and deep undercut trigger guard allow for a high grip, helping to mitigate muzzle rise. If there's one feature CZ heavily marketed for the P10C, it's the trigger, and they weren't bluffing. The break is crisp and clean with a tactile and audible reset that rivals aftermarket triggers. Compared to its polymer-framed competitors, the P10C's factory trigger is among the best, especially considering the price point. With 15+1 rounds in a compact frame, the P10C fits the carry and duty roles equally well. The CZ P10C is a serious contender in the striker-fired market,
15 rounds
offering
for a
premium
pistol. That's really
performance
good.
at a competitive price.
Especially a compact pistol.
While it may not dethrone the Glock 19 as the king of polymer compacts, it's certainly a worthy rival, and in some ways, a better option for discerning shooters. When it comes to deep concealment and pocket pistols, Ruger has long been a household name, and the LCP
Ruger's
Max
always
takes
good.
their popular lineup to a new level. Slim, lightweight, and surprisingly capable, this micro-compact pistol delivers
That's
serious
that is
firepower
very
in a
micro.
package that's easy to carry anywhere, anytime. At just 10.6 ounces and 0.81 inches wide, the LCP Max is one of the lightest and slimmest pistols in its class. Despite its diminutive size, Ruger managed to fit a 10+1 capacity of 380 ACP into a flush-fit magazine, a significant upgrade from the original LCP series. The ergonomics are basic but effective, with textured grip panels that provide just enough traction without being overly aggressive. Unlike many pocket pistols that skimp on sights, Ruger equips this model with a tritium front sight paired with a blacked-out rear, offering a surprisingly clean and usable sight picture. Of course, the trade-off with a gun this small and light is felt recoil. The thin profile and lack of mass make the LCP Max a bit snappy, and extended range sessions can be rough on your hands. Our test model also required a short break-in period, but once that was out of the way, it ran flawlessly. For around $400 street price, you're getting a highly concealable, lightweight pistol with decent sights and solid capacity. It's not a range toy, but as a deep concealment or backup gun, the LCP Max delivers in spades. Palmetto State Armory has been making waves in the firearms industry for years with their more bang for your buck philosophy. The PSA Dagger Compact is their answer to the budget-friendly polymer-framed handgun market, and it's aimed squarely at the kingpin, the Glock 19. At first glance, the Dagger Compact looks familiar, but it isn't just a one-for-one Glock replica. PSA added their own twist with aggressive but stylish slide cuts, front and rear serrations, and a more ergonomic grip. The stippling pattern feels comfortable without being abrasive, and the undercut trigger guard allows for a high grip that enhances control. The DLC-coated stainless steel slide and polymer frame feel solid, though it's clear that PSA prioritized affordability over premium finishes. Despite that, the overall build quality punches well above its price tag. The Dagger Compact's trigger is serviceable, but it's not breaking any new ground. With a slightly mushy take-up and a clean break, it's functional but lacks the crispness of higher-end models. The reset, however, is tactile and easy to find, making rapid follow-up shots manageable. At the range, the PSA Dagger Compact proves it's more than just a budget option. The 4-inch barrel delivers solid accuracy, keeping groups within 3 inches at 15 yards during our test. The recoil is mild, thanks in part to the well-thought-out grip geometry and low-bore axis. The PSA Dagger Compact is proof that you don't have to spend a fortune to get a reliable, feature-packed handgun. It's not perfect, but at a fraction of the cost of its competitors, it delivers where it matters most: reliability, accuracy, and compatibility. Over a decade ago, Smith & Wesson reshaped the concealed carry world with the introduction of the M&P Shield. It was a game changer, a slim, lightweight polymer pistol that proved a 1-inch thick concealed carry gun could offer both comfort and reliability. Fast forward to today, and Smith & Wesson has raised the bar yet again with the Shield Plus.
Very happy that, Smith & Wesson's still here, man, still making good pistols and revolvers.
The Shield Plus takes everything shooters loved about the original and improves on it. Thanks to advancements in magazine technology, this model now holds 10 rounds flush or 13 rounds with the extended magazine, a noticeable step up in capacity. The trigger has also received a significant upgrade, delivering a cleaner break and shorter reset, while the more aggressive grip texture enhances control, especially during rapid strings of fire. Reliability remains a hallmark of the Shield series, and the Plus lives up to its legacy. At just around $350 for the standard model, this pistol offers incredible value for anyone looking for a dependable everyday carry.
Okay. That was a good video. Finally, we get some good stuff here, man. Might have to check out this video right here. This $100 12-gauge shotgun for the win. I gotta check that out. $100.
Hey there, friends. Thanks for checking in. I have a new shotgun here. It's budget priced. Picked it up for $100. I went to the Finn to transfer a handgun. I talked to some guy. He said, "Hey, I just bought this shotgun. It was $100." I said, "Where is it?" And I asked him, "Do you have another one?" "I'll take it right now." So I bought this. I have it loaded up with some 7.5 shot bird load. Let's see how it runs, then we'll talk more about it. We'll start right there. All right. This is called the Ermax Defense X Pro B12. It is a...
Is it really only $100? What does he say? What did he say this was?
Ermax Defense.
Let's see. Ermax Defense. Jesus Christ, that's not what I'm looking for. See, I pressed the wrong button. Goddamn button. Well, nope. I guess he only. I guess he buy it from someone else for $100. It gets sold out. This is what he had. It's like this one's 150, which is still not that bad at all. Yeah, I mean that is still not bad. 150, $150 difference. That's still pretty good. All right.
X Pro B12. It is a pretty decent shotgun. The action is not as smooth. It's not bad, not as smooth as your Mossberg or your Remington 870, but literally $100 is what I paid for it. Now I know what some of you are saying. Come on, man, you get what you pay for. Well, a lot of times that is true, but we're going to check this thing out because a lot of people want a shotgun. They don't want to pay a lot of money for it. There are options out there, but very seldom do you see one for $100. Now, this was going for $150. It's easily picked up there, but I bought it at the Fin for $100. It has a synthetic stock. It is hollow. This is the B12. They also have a P12 with a pistol grip right here. This is the B12. Has a nice recoil pad. It is skeletonized. You can see right through it there. It has a crossbolt safety, a polymer trigger guard, not a bad trigger at all. Serrated top strap on it. This all is polymer. It has a pick rail right here. It's 5+1, 2 and 3 corner loads. 18.5-inch barrel, cylinder bore choke that is fixed, and a front sight. It's not a bead. It ramps up a little bit. It looks like the white insert that was in there already popped out. I don't even know if it was there to begin with. But it is considered a defensive shotgun. You can put a light on there if you want, which would actually be a good choice. It has all the makings of a decent shotgun. This looks super textured, but it's actually not. The action lever is right there to move the pump action. It's actually a button instead of a lever. I like that, easy to access. But what I have here are some Federal double-aught buckshot. Now this is 9 pellets. We'll throw one in the chamber and shut the action. It has a loading gate right there, very common. But $100, I said I can't get hurt too bad. And you know, people,
it's pretty cool getting a shotgun for $100.
I saw a couple reviews, not a lot.
But back in the day, you can usually get guns, you know, for a little cheap. You know, now they're like so expensive thanks to import laws and like this law and this thing, and you got to make this amount. Like, it just sucks, you know. They can't get stuff, you know, cheap anymore.
I wanted to get my own opinion on it before I took the opinion of somebody else, but it seems like a lot of people like it so far. And what did I do? I didn't. Well, I lost one there, but I didn't really shoot it yet. Now, when I shot it prior to recording, I had a couple hang-ups with the ejection. Here we go. And first one. All right, we'll give it a little grace because it is brand new.
Ooh, double feed.
And let's see.
Oh, no,
I can see it now. You guys are saying, well, you get what you pay for. Perhaps so, But let's see what happens. We're gonna. This is the high brass stuff. I expect this to be much more recoil-ish, if you will. Decent texturing right there. It has all the makings of a pretty decent shotgun. Ermac's Defense, I didn't know this, they make a ton of shotguns. Semi-autos, all types. Barrel lengths, all types. Wood, synthetic. This has to be the cheapest one. But people are raving about it. Now, it's made in Turkey. If you have an issue with that, you may not want this. But if you want a cheap shotgun that I think works, we'll see. Let's run through. Let me stop talking here. I want to run through this double-aught buck. I expect this to be.
Let's see if this one works better.
A lot more recoil. Here we go.
Oh, no problems.
All right. So that was better. And it's a smoke in there. It is cold out here. The sun is shining right on me. But there's a closer look at the butt pad there. I am thankful for that. Hollow stock. Not a bad trigger. Trigger action, not bad. All right. Standard shotgun trigger. 18.5-inch barrel. No problem there. It is very cheap. Very cheap. But what I have here are some slugs. I've got 3 in this box. We're going to run these slugs, see how that works, because it seems to be feeding much better now. I've got the 1-ounce slugs. I'm going to stay right here. I'm not backing up or doing anything because a lot of snow is on the ground. And I keep dropping these rounds. My hands are literally numb. I was doing some other stuff before I came out here. And I will tell you, it is pretty cold. But we're going to stick with that tombstone on the left and see if I can hit anything. I'm pretty sure that white insert inside the front sight is gone. That popped off somewhere. Woo! And I will tell you, on an unpainted target, that hit pretty dead nuts. A little bit below it.
All right, 2 out of 3.
Oh!
All right, looks like all of them went out.
Woo! That hurt. But not a bad.
And like the buck and the slug went pretty well. I think he used bird shot earlier. So it seems like all those went well. I don't know. Maybe use a lighter. Maybe use less powder in it.
Bad shotgun so far. The ejections to, well, the failure to eject, I should say, that I experienced with the first couple shots seemed to be a break-in. And I'm going to take it as such because that's not uncommon at all. I've been there before, trust me. Simple, disassemble, take off.
Any interesting video? Alright, let's check this video out.
It's always been overshadowed by the more popular and more powerful 12 gauge, but there's nothing wrong with relying on a 20 gauge shotgun to defend your home. At close range, 20 gauge buckshot is typically just as effective as 12 gauge, but it can have a lot less recoil. Less recoil usually leads to better shot placement, and for a lot of people it also means they're more likely to practice. Now normally I'm a big fan of this kind of thing. If you can give up a small perceived ballistic advantage and in exchange get the ability to shoot the gun better, that's a worthwhile trade-off. But even so, I don't usually recommend a 20 gauge shotgun over a 12 gauge for home defense. And it's not because it isn't powerful enough, it has a lot more to do with the lack of industry support for the 20 gauge. The shotguns you can buy today that are set up for self-defense are almost all based on shotguns used by law enforcement and military. For the last century or more, almost 100% of their shotguns have been 12 gauge. So all of the firearm industry's research and new technology for fighting shotguns has been devoted to the 12 gauge, not the 20 gauge. It's not really all that popular in the general consumer market either. Here at Lucky Gunner, we sell about 10 times more 12 gauge shells than 20 gauge. It might be the second most common size of shotgun shell, but it's still not especially popular. So between that and the lack of R&D, there's really not much incentive for the gun and ammo companies to support 20 gauge. It's
Interesting, I did not know that.
something for young hunters who need a shotgun with a little less weight and recoil than their dads. As a result, it's kind of an uphill struggle to put together a 20 gauge shotgun that's really optimized for home defense. Ideally, you want a short 18-inch barrel that's easier to maneuver inside. You want to be able to fit the shotgun to the individual shooter with different size stocks and forends. And it's nice to have access to options like light mounts, sights, extended magazine tubes, and ammo carriers. As far as commonly available 20 gauge shotguns that fit at least most of those criteria, you're pretty much limited to the Remington 870 and the Mossberg 500 pump actions. And at least right now, Remington's not even making the 870 tactical in 20 gauge. With either model, the variety and quality of available upgrades is nowhere close to what you would have with the 12 gauge version of those guns. Now you can make it work, and you can get a pretty nice home defense 20 gauge setup if you put some effort into it, but there's not much you can do about the lack of ammo selection. With 12 gauge, there are dozens of good options for ammo that is specifically designed for personal protection, ranging in sizes from double-aught on down to number 4 buckshot, and that includes plenty of low recoil loads. For 20 gauge, on the other hand, there are really just a handful of options from the major ammo companies, and they're almost all loads made with the smaller buckshot sizes like number 2, 3, and 4. Now that might not be a big problem in itself, but if the main reason you're using a 20 gauge is to take advantage of reduced recoil, these buckshot loads don't necessarily do that. 20 gauge shotguns tend to weigh a little bit less than a similarly equipped 12 gauge by about a pound or a pound and a half. These guns handle really well, and small statured shooters will appreciate the weight reduction during a long practice session. But less weight in the gun means you're going to get an increase in felt recoil. So depending on what loads you're using, you might actually experience more recoil from a 20 gauge than a 12 gauge. To give you an example, a few days ago I went out to the range with a 20 gauge Mossberg Maverick 88 that I had borrowed, and I also brought along my registered short-barreled Remington 870 12 gauge. I went through a few boxes of buckshot running some simple drills with both guns, and I didn't notice much difference in recoil. If anything, the 12 gauge shot a little bit softer. With the Mossberg, I was shooting the Federal Personal Defense 20 gauge load with 24 pellets of number 4 buckshot, and in the Remington, I was using some Fiocchi law enforcement low recoil double-aught buckshot. Altogether, the 24 pellets in the Federal load weigh 1.14 ounces, and the advertised velocity is 1,100 feet per second. The 9 double-aught pellets in the Fiocchi load weigh 1.11 ounces, traveling at 1,150 feet per second. The Mossberg shotgun weighs 5.56 pounds, and my 870 is 7.1 pounds. So we've got two loads that have very similar weight and velocity, but one is being fired from a gun that weighs about 20% less than the other. It doesn't require any advanced math to see why I didn't notice a reduction in recoil by shooting a 20 gauge in this particular case. And the Fiocchi buckshot is not an unusually light double-aught load. You'll find roughly the same weight and velocity with a lot of popular defensive buckshot loads like Federal Flight Control and Remington Reduced Recoil Law Enforcement. But for 20 gauge, low recoil buckshot loads are almost unheard of. They're really tough to come by if you can find them at all. Now, those are some of the reasons why I typically suggest a 12 gauge with low recoil ammo rather than a 20 gauge for anyone who's in the market for a home defense shotgun. And if you really want to cut down on recoil, take a look at a quality semi-auto 12 gauge like the Beretta 1301. Now, if you've got a 20 gauge setup that you like and it's working for you, I don't think you need to change anything. 20 gauge has a lot of potential as a home defense solution. I just think it's probably more trouble than it's worth for most people. And if you've been thinking about getting a 20 gauge as a way to arm a spouse or a friend or someone you know who's not really a shooter, keep in mind that a pump action shotgun in general is just not a very good novice weapon. It actually requires quite a bit of effort to be able to run one competently without having to think about it. As an alternative for a less dedicated shooter, you might want to consider introducing them with something like a pistol caliber carbine or maybe even a full-size revolver. They need something with a simple manual of arms that's easy to remember how to use and not intimidating if they take it to the range. A pump-action shotgun, even in 20 gauge, is not any of those things. But whether you are running a 20 gauge or a 12, the best way to mitigate recoil is with proper shooting technique in conjunction with a very short stock. I've got a video about that called Taming the 12 gauge, so check.
Okay, so let's. I'm getting the stream. It's been like 3 hours. Holy fucking shit! It feel like 3 hours. All right, let's see who am I gonna raid. I want to thank all you guys. Yeah, good night. Oh well, thank you so much. Hopefully you guys are having fun and enjoying yourselves. I understand, reaction streams, can be really good or really bad. Um, hopefully that doesn't mean, you guys aren't having fun. And hopefully tomorrow, well actually today, I'll be doing my stream on Yakuza. So if you guys are enjoying Yakuza, enjoying Nier, enjoying Dynasty Warriors, thank you guys so much. But please, if you follow me on my social medias, please share my clips. I have a lot of clips on YouTube and all that, so please check that out. You go there and you can see, a Blue Sky account. I can't get access to my X account again. I'm on Instagram. You can donate to me. I'm on Threads a lot. I have a wish list on Throne. I'm trying to get back on TikTok again, YouTube. I have a Patreon and a Discord. So please don't be afraid to reach out to me and talk to me and let me know, hey, I could do some stuff. All right, and let's move on forward then. Bye. Who would I want to raid? I'm actually enjoy. All right, never mind. Let's see. Let's damn dog. Let's see. Mid-tier wolf. Let's see. Looks like Adidas. Oh, looks like they beat the fucking game. So no point of doing that. And I don't know. Let's see who else. Man, this has been like one of the hardest raids in a while, man. I don't know who want to raid. See. Let's see if this works. Alright, and we'll be raiding this guy. Reeves. So hopefully you guys are having fun, enjoying yourselves. Please, any type of support you guys can give me would be great. Any type of monetary support, any type of donations, any of that type of stuff will help out. Thank you guys so much, and goodbye.
Oh my god.